Ahora de Cuba la Bella, del Palacio de los Jugos.
Los chicharrones.
Los vecinos aquí se enteran de todo.
Mi vecina era CDR en Cuba.
Y en verdad no hay nothing that you can do. Chacleteras sin llames con corbata.
Aquí yo vendo hot dog, pero Cuba yo era médico.
Le saco el dedo y digo Q. Sweet home Hialeah. Solo 30 minutos de Le Fallo. Oh, sweet home Hialeah. I hate your traffic, but I love you.
God willing, we're live and it works.
Wow.
We got double trouble right here. I think.
Yeah, I hear myself too.
That's okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special live edition of East 10th Street Boys, live on location on East 10th Street,
On 10th Street.
Hialeah, Florida. Alex, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Almost didn't make it. I was gonna be fashionably late, on time, Cuban time, but I was able to make it. Practice around a little bit later today, but I'm here.
Perfect.
Right on my word.
Perfect. Let me see here. Make sure who we got in the comments. Welcome everybody. Yeah, we are running on Cuban time, but we got to be authentic.
Hey, it wouldn't be us. It wouldn't be us, man.
But let's see. Raphael's here. Tatiana, Manny will join us a little bit. Rob of DolphinsThirsty.com. Steve. And I know Evan's around as well.
Where is Evan? Is Evan in the production booth?
Evan's in the production booth. Yes, he is.
Gotcha.
They will come in later.
Perfect.
We got, we're going to talk about what we got going on here. We got our Cuban coffee.
That's right.
We're going to get a Cuban.
Our cohibas.
We're gonna have
The little mini cohibas.
But before that, of course, and we could bring Evan in on this as well. Before, but I want to get your take first because we're going to talk Miami Dolphins. They go 5-1 right now. After defeating, or however you want to look at it, Evan might not say that, but after destroying the Panthers 42-21, we had a great post game yesterday at Koosh by Stevens in Hialeah. It was an amazing place, great food, great service. So again, if anybody is in the area in Hialeah, go check them out. 1000 East 16th Street, Hialeah, Florida. So we thank them, and hopefully in February when I come back, Alex and I will do a live show from there. I think that would be amazing.
That'd be perfect.
So, but we wanted to do it here for the first time, where we actually sat for years.
Yeah.
Just talk. I mean, I was watching old home videos last night with my mother and Harrison. We were watching our old backyard wrestling videos.
Right on the side of
the house. And I will say this, and this is not tooting my own horn because it's true, but I was maybe the best talker of everybody. Nikki was the greatest.
Nikki was
comedian.
Nikki was the
Sabu,
best actor.
that was hilarious. We're gonna show you after the show.
Yeah.
My plan was to have it live on the show, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get them saved and I'll put them on the air so we can watch them.
Perfect.
But you were just straight up rock. Finally, the bomb is back in Hialeah. I was like, dude, we live here. But there was some great stuff. We had a lot of fun, and it was just brought back a lot of memories. And it was funny because we were on the side of the house, and you and I were just sitting side by side as everybody was just going crazy, and it's just what it is. And now we're back here.
Now we're back, and what did we think that we're going to be doing a show? Once again, production from you. Because of you, in your front porch, where it all started, because we were just interchange. We would have deep talks in my front porch, then we'll come here. But I would say that most of the creativity happened here. right in this front porch. There was a lot of planning, a lot of designing here, drawing the specials, building the rings with all your parents' old mattresses, and we ruined half their
You
things.
have to see it.
Oh,
You're
man.
gonna go nuts once you see it. Mom will have it set up once
Yeah.
we get in there. But we were up till like 2 a.m. watching those videos, and there was some stuff that I don't remember. Like obviously Flatus, Smurtis.
Yeah.
We were all, they were all
Miguel, no, I think Miguel did one. Remember
But
the
he
front neighbor?
Yes, he was living across the street here.
Yeah.
But he wasn't on this video. But it was funny. Just the backyard wrestling video was showing, and I hear myself, so it's really distracting me.
Yeah.
But in between the wrestling videos, the matches, the camera kind of goes staticky, like it's supposed to record over something else. Dude, I heard things like saying like, we're gonna jump that MFer, and I was out here, pop, 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 and I'm like, dude, we never jumped anybody. Then I could hear, I think Harrison or you saying, Bobby, why did you run, dude? And I said, I didn't run, I rocked. I walked, and I'm like, I was laughing, dude. I'm like, I don't remember. We were probably knocking on people's doors.
Of course.
That's
That's just
probably-
recording our stupid shit that now we tell our kids not to do. But now there's evidence that we used to do it. We didn't do anything about it.
But before we get deeper into Hialeah talk, again, we're gonna have Manny, Bearded Fanatic, of Battered Fin fans. Got a chance to meet him this weekend.
Mhm.
Unbelievable dude. Everybody that we met was great. Got to spend time with Finn Stanza a lot of time.
Yes, Evan, my man.
And he is as advertised, one of the best dudes you can meet. We had a lot of fun yesterday, and what I expected that I think watching a game would be like with him
Was exactly what it
was
was.
exactly like it was, like I thought it was. I mean, 2 minutes into the game, two plays in, and he's already going. What the hell is going on here? And he's like, oh, this is supposed. Stop Thielen. He's going crazy. So it was just hilarious. But you watched that game.
Yes.
I talked about it last night. So you tell us what you thought about the Dolphins win. How did you feel about our defense overall? And I don't want you to make a prediction right now, or you could, up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eagles, it's a tough task coming up. It's a measuring stick game. And we know our offense can play with anybody. But this defense kind of still, there were some bright spots, but overall doesn't leave you feeling nice afterwards. So, but overall, what you feel about the game, and how do you like our chances against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football?
Well, I'll tell you straight up, in regards to the game, I actually like that we were down 14-0 because this defense is not used to playing really from behind. Where I thought, honestly, obviously the quick 3 and outs didn't help because they were gassed. And you can tell that second touchdown drive that they were just gassed. It wasn't a lack of focus, in my opinion. It was just they were completely gassed. But they overcame. They held strong. And you knew the offense would start clicking. People, I know McDaniel started getting a little cute with some of the play calls in the beginning. So he settled down. The team settled down. They followed their leadership. Once they put points on the board, you felt that it was just going to come comfortable for them. Now, did I expect 35 unanswered points? No. But you can tell. I knew it was going to be a semi-competitive game in the beginning, but they were just going to run through it after the second half. So, obviously, is there adjustments still need to be made? Wilkins stepped up. Chubb stepped up. Now we got Ramsey coming back probably in the 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You got health coming along with the depths in defense. Van Ginkel, you can always count on him. Javon Holland stepped up. But what was most impressive to me is how they committed to stop the run after they were lacking in the beginning, because they were just running down our mouth, just running down our throats. So, sorry.
What?
My apologies.
Running down our mouth? Down our throats? Just like when we were kids, bro. That's some sus comments you got going on there, homeboy. Damn.
But they overcame. They played to their strengths. And honestly, I'm confident going against the Eagles, 49ers, all these squads, even the Chiefs. They have a young defense, but all of them seem to have their offense is not clicking right now. Eagles' offense is struggling. You saw Jalen Hurts was startled. obviously the Jets defense is up to par in regards to the elite defenses in the NFL. That's one thing that we overlook. They lost Rodgers, so they would be toe to toe with us in the East, in the AFC East. But their defense is still going to give you headaches. But I do feel that our offense is above and beyond what is expected.
Yeah.
And well, a lot of people expect it because the O-line has stepped up. Hey, Eichenberg started at center. I was impressed with the way Eichenberg played yesterday. He held his own. Like, I understand we had a big lead, but I felt this whole year, this O-line has stepped up their game above and beyond what people expected. Okay, the defense is still coming along. I still trust in Fangio. And once Ramsey comes back, I do feel we'll have more of an idea of what is the max of this defense is capable of, because we still don't know. Still, our offense is still winning us games, which is different the first two games of the season where we need a defensive stop. Now we're just clicking on all cylinders. So it's just continuing, make it a competitive game, because Philadelphia is going to be a competitive game, but I think we can still be a shootout in the 40s and 30s.
Absolutely. Look, we got let me make sure. Let me just check here. All right. So we're talking Dolphins, and we got two guys who love to talk Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
So let's bring them in here. We got one guy from Miami who knows how it's done. We're going to bring him in. Let's bring in Manny, and let's bring Bearded Fanatic.
Bring him in.
And let's bring Evan Posner in here for a few minutes.
Pero qué vuelta, mi gente.
What's up,
Ya tú sabes. A pleasure being here with you guys, Papo. A pleasure being here.
Thank you for being with us, bro.
Nah, man, it's a lifelong dream now. You know, I had to kind of get it out of Bobby to invite me, so I'm happy to finally be here.
No, dude, I was definitely gonna bring you on, and because you are one of me, even now after we've met now, one of my favorite people in the Dolphins community, and it was a real blessing to get to meet you and get to know you, and I'm just happy you're here, my man.
Listen, I asked for Alex right away. Did I not? As soon as I saw you at the game, I said, where's your brother in Christ here? He's not here today."
You did ask for you. He was, he's being a father. I got to be a coach for my son.
We had a little basketball tournament, so I couldn't make the game. I wanted to make the game, but unfortunately I couldn't.
You had family duties. I think
if
there's a reason to miss a game, you definitely had the reason to miss the game.
Oh, for sure. The only reason.
So before we get into Dolphins very quick, Manny, because you did tell me, and that was one of the nicest things I hear, especially about this show, because that's really what we were looking for.
Smoke in your face.
Yeah, you're just being completely disrespectful.
Blow that right in his face.
Right in my face.
We should have changed seats. You were right.
Yeah, I told you, let me sit there. I usually am right. But anyway. But, one of the nicest things you told me when I was on one of your shows was how much you love this show. And just, how laid back we are. And just serial, growing up Miami and everything else. And that's what we wanted with this show. Yeah, we were to talk sports because that's what we grew up doing. We love talking sports. But being real, laid back, talking about life. Nobody's perfect. We have fun with that. What do you love about this show, man?
You kind of touch on all of that, man. I think you and Alex have such great chemistry together. Like, shows work when you have great chemistry with the person that you're working with. On my show, unfortunately, I have to do it with a Jets fan. But the good thing is that I was.
Man. Wow.
Yeah, listen, I was.
Dude, I just felt that.
Yeah, we were raised together. So, I've been boys with him since he was 13, I was 15, and known each other all of our lives. So, you can't pick your family sometimes, right?
No.
And I definitely consider him family. But the what you guys do together, it's like there's so many people out there. Like, you have podcasts out there that claim that they're Dolphin fans, and then all they do is trash his team up and down. Then you have people who just take their podcast way too seriously. The thing that I like about you guys is how laid back you are. You can be negative about this team, but it's not going to be a negative. You're not going to be negative the whole entire show. You're going to harp on what's looking bad on the team, but also you're going to shine some light on the positives. And I feel like that's what you guys do best in regards to your podcast compared to others.
I appreciate you, man. And thank you for saying it, because that meant a lot. When you told me that after the show the other day and you said that, I was like, damn, man. that felt good because that's what we wanted for people to feel, especially if you grew up in Miami, because man, this is such or Hialeah, whatever. It's such a unique town with such great stories and great people, and we wanted to express that and get that out there. Just growing up, we grew up in Miami. And it was fun, dude. We did crazy shit.
And the thing is, we don't. Sometimes you don't appreciate what you have because you think it's normal across all spectrums.
That's facts.
And that's one thing that when you meet people from different ways of life, and like sometimes due to travel, like for example, if you're military or you move out of town for work purposes with your family, you run across a lot of people that I'm like, wait a second, he didn't have the same upbringing I had.
Yeah.
And here in Hialeah, at least, and on 10th Street, all our parents was everybody's parents. So like my dad could tell something to Bobby.
Yes, yeah.
But Bobby's parents could ground me and go tell my parents what I was doing and who I was fighting. So those are the things that, those are the things that to me is so unique about us and we want to share with. Also, the pandemic alleviated a lot of people's like stress when it came to like shows, because podcasting kind of took off as well. It was already progressing, but still, like for example, sports shows had to be like a formal show and you had to talk about stats and the projections. But people just want to talk about their teams with their boys. You're watching the game, you're reacting live, you're eating. Like the Manning cast. I love the Manning cast on ESPN. I proposed that many years ago for basketball. Like, what better way to watch like the Super Bowl? I don't need an announcer going over every single play or like a color analyst. You can see it. I want to watch the game with my boys.
Yeah.
So the reactions with that. So it's kind of like, and a testament to Bob, because like he mentioned, we did this years ago, and he came up with this idea again, and he kind of reeled me in with a basketball podcast. And it's just super cool because, like you just attested to right now, for some people, this is like therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just hanging out, you're talking about your day. Like you look for, like you could be down on yourself, you could be up, but you kind of just have this realism, and you just speak frankly. No one's judging you. You're telling your opinion about your teams.
I'm gonna wait.
Frustrations with your teams.
I'm gonna judge real quick. Bobby, was that a pinky in the air as you took your shot of cafecito? Was that a pinky in the air?
Yeah.
No.
All he needs is the ring, like the little pinky ring, but like kiss the ring, baby.
That's exactly what they call me El Jefe here at Finn's Talk.
Oh yeah, but you're right. You're 100%, Alex. It's like you want to feel like you're talking to your boys and you're hanging out with your boys when you're talking about your team, and you guys do that better than almost all the shows out there.
Thank you, man. And honestly, bro, like I wish I could tell you that we would try to perfect some sort of art form, but this is just natural. Like obviously we've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
We've been doing it side by side as neighbors, and we've been doing it as long distance relationships, like my wife tells me. That's the long distance boyfriend.
My wife says my longest relationship.
We all have one. We all have one,
bro.
But and it's true friendship. We have few, but I still remember people I grew up, Charlie, Ralph, and those are our nucleus. Like Buddha, like that's your nucleus as growing up. And obviously you guys are like my brothers. Like I was the older one in the crew, and it's funny, everybody had like a role. Like I was the athlete, Nikki was the actor, you're the deep writer, producer. Like that's your depth. Harrison was the MMA guy. Alexandra was just following us everywhere, and she did everything with us. So it's kind of like full circle to do it here live in this front porch. So it's really cool, man. It's a really cool experience.
Manny, let me ask you. I know you had post game yesterday, right after the game. I mean, you did it pretty quick. You got home, you were like rocking, bro. And what was so cool is that we knew exactly where you were in the stadium, bro. Me and everyone were gonna go, yo, that's Manny. We like as soon as we saw the screen, we knew exactly where you were. So, but brother, let's talk.
By the way, hold on. Sorry, you came up. I think you came on TV doing the national anthem.
He did.
I did.
You did?
Yeah,
okay, I'm like when I saw it.
What's the best national anthem that I've ever seen?
That
hashtag King Billy, King Bill, however he says his name. That guy, dude, I could not stop singing. Like usually, I just love it. You know, I take it all in. The national anthem. That kid made me sing every single word during that national anthem.
It was amazing, man. So let me ask you. I know you were on post game yesterday, but if you could just tell me what you thought about the game yesterday, brother.
I felt better when I got home. right, Bobby? Because while
Yes.
we were there,
Okay.
we were all texting in the group. We're like, we didn't see this coming, and giving up 14 points, and then our offense also looked terrible. 2 back-to-back punts to start the game off didn't feel good at all. But listen, we had to nitpick, right? At the end of the day, the defense did pitch a shutout between second quarter and fourth quarter. They did their job once they fell behind, like Alex said, and they were down 14. They've never had to do that before. They did it, and they showed out once the second to fourth quarter. But this was also a bad team. And one of the things that Alex was saying that it gave me a little pause. He said he wasn't really that worried about the Eagles coming up. Now, I have to ask, are you not that worried because you have that much confidence in this defense and this Miami Dolphins team? Or is it because you just saw them lose to the New York Jets?
No, well, I was okay.
Because the way you said it, you're like, damn, I'm like, this guy sounds pretty goddamn confident right now.
I told Bobby this even before the season started, and I'm like, I have never seen a more balanced offense. That's why when they even talk about Dalvin Cook and Jonathan Taylor, I would be like, you don't have to go and break banks to acquire these players. Like, there's a reason, and a chain. Is it a Chan? A Chan?
Devon Achan.
Achan. I'm gonna get it right one time. He's on my fantasy team though, so I'm crying right now. He's on IR.
Yeah.
But I know I've got him back in 4 weeks. But the moment this offense came together, and I would tell Bobby, I'm like, look, even the offensive line, now they have blocking tight ends. They rely on Ingold. So you have extra blockers. And you have one thing that every team that lacks in other spots might want, and that is speed. So speed cures a lot of your ailments. You have a quick release. You have an accurate quarterback, comfortable in the system. You have a head coach that believes in this. So there's really, to me, no defense that can stop this offense. And I do believe the defense is going to get together as the season goes on and progressively improve. But no team in the NFL scares me. Even what the Bills did with us, that's the only way you can defend us. That's it. Like, there's no team to me that's gonna scare me to that point.
So let me just say before Manny responds, because he brought up about the Jets and Eagles, and we talked about this on postgame on Fan Talk Sports Network last night. Evan felt better.
Oh, there we go. That's my phone.
Yeah, that's
of course. I gotta put it on vibrate. Thanks,
typical
man.
Alex,
doing a show.
Hang that shit up. But
you see, it's all natural.
It's natural. Just like roll, bro. No shame in my game. But I felt less confident in regards of, and just for the Eagles, part of the sake of the Eagles, after the Jets won yesterday. Because they're like, oh, look, the Jets beat the Eagles, bro. We're going to win. I'm like,
nah, right.
Bounce back game.
Because now, the Eagles are going to be like, we lost to the Jets. Everybody knows the whole NFL is high on the Dolphins. Yeah. So teams are looking at the Dolphins, but we got to take them out. That's why, to me, yesterday, this game had the danger of being a trap game, and it started out that way, 14-0. So I think the Eagles, if I would have felt better if Eagles would have won yesterday, and then Miami faced them, because then I think that Miami has a better chance to win. I'm not making a prediction right now. I'm just saying this kind of knocks that down a little bit. And offensively, you're absolutely right. No team, if Miami is being smart, running and passing, not playing cute in the beginning of the game like they did yesterday, but firing on all cylinders, offensively, no team could touch us.
No.
But defensively,
there's weak points.
There's some weak points, all right. Manny, you can respond, brother.
I was about to say to harp on that. Eric Rivera, we saw how you could rattle Hurts. O-line's going to have to step up on an Eagles front for sure. But at the same time, Eric, their defensive line and the pressure they get with the front four is not the same pressure we're getting. Yes, Jaden Phillips does have great pressure on the quarterback. Bradley Chubb, Andrew Van Ginkel, he gets there sometimes. The Jets front four, after having to see them every single week because of the show that I do, is a different kind of beast, man. I'm not saying that our defense isn't capable of putting that product on the field. I'm just saying they haven't done it yet. And I'm with you. I wish that we would have played the Eagles as an undefeated team, except them coming off a loss to the Jets last minute. Jalen Hurts, 3 picks. He's going to be super pissed about that. I'd rather play an undefeated team that's riding on a high than somebody that's coming in and now we have to go to their house on Sunday Night Football in primetime when the whole world is watching and they're going to be pissed and ready to go.
Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't know if you saw it, Bob, live on the stadium. You know, with the moment I knew I wasn't worried at all. They were down 14-0, and there was a camera angle that was showing 2 on the sideline, and he was just smiling with like Tyreek.
Oh, I wasn't concerned.
That part was so
at that
cool.
point, no.
That part was so cool that you realize you're like, this is a team that is all out confident. And the defense, you know what bothered me? That penalty, the 12 men on the field.
Yeah.
That lack of communication. I know Fangio's up in the booth, and he's overlooking all this.
Yeah.
I do know they're going to stress the importance of the Eagles. You can't give them whatsoever any spot where they have life. So I do expect Miami to come out big. And this is going to be the most watched Sunday Night Football game this year.
Agreed.
Like, this is the 2 best teams. This could arguably be a Super Bowl preview.
Yes, it can.
And 49ers without Debo and oh my God, McCaffrey, if they miss extended time, Brock Purdy
there he
got
is.
Put on the there's Finn Stanza.
The graphic. Get your butt in here.
I'm having too much fun.
Like, if 49ers, if McCaffrey missed some times, if Debo Samuel missed some times, that offense could be exploited because they're a little bit one-dimensional when it comes to that. Because all you got is you either got Kittle or Ayuku. How do you say his last name? Is Ayuku? Brandon Ayuku? Ayuk?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Where's Ayuk? Where's the S come from?
Why did I add the O at the end? Whatever. Ayuku.
Ayuko.
They were rattled. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Eagles ran into the same situation with the Jets. The Browns defense is elite. Obviously, they just have an offensive side of the football where they're not as productive right now.
Correct.
But both of those defenses arguably stifled Eagles and the 49ers.
Bobby,
I know they did that with the Bills, but they did that to us. I don't think they're going to repeat that. No matter
Bobby,
who it is.
quick question to you.
Ahead,
Tatiana is your wife, right?
Tati's my wife, yeah.
You read that comment she dropped in there? No, they are coming back
No,
from
what
that
she said?
humiliation.
What did she say?
She put, no, they are coming back from that humiliation
Thank you, man.
and will win against the Miami Dolphins. Listen, we're going to have a talk about this, Bobby.
Yo!
What did she say?
We're going to have a talk about
Hey,
this,
no,
Bobby.
give me my phone. I'm calling the divorce lawyer right now.
Yeah. What's going on?
Hell
What did she say?
no.
That the Eagles are going to beat the Dolphins?
She's saying right now they're going to come back from the humiliation and beat the Dolphins next week.
She just dropped that bomb in the
You delay
chat.
your flight, bro. Delay your flight.
I canceled my flight. That's it. I'm
That's
canceling it.
You're done.
I'm
Yeah,
going back to
definitely
Canada with Finn Stanza. That's what I'm doing. But it was like, oh shoot, I had something I was trying to remember now. I just totally. Oh, no. Let me get Finn Stanza's take on what you're saying and what we're discussing so far, and I want to talk about Tyreek Hill, possible MVP, because there was a talk. It was on Undisputed,
co-MVPs.
maybe Undisputed and First Take both said today, is he the most
Non-quarterback. Most important non-quarterback player.
and he should probably,
Absolutely.
But I want to talk. So, Evan, I'm gonna let you start, brother. First off, happy birthday tomorrow. Early
Thank
birthday.
you.
Happy birthday, Finn Stanza.
I'm old enough to be your father.
God damn, that's a young dad.
kidding.
But anyway,
Dilf.
Dilf. He said Dilf.
By the way, just FYI, I'm only here for the beard. I just want to let you know that.
Thanks, Mom, for the soda.
This is awesome, bro.
I just want more coffee.
Are you putting soda in your coffee?
No, sir.
Man, we're not gonna go to sleep tonight.
Hell no. We're gonna be part. Oh,
Uh-oh.
one of the original
Where's
East
he
10th
go?
Street boys is here. He's gone.
Is that Black Blade? Oh, he's gone again.
That's Black Blade.
Yeah, that's Black
So,
Blade.
but Evan,
Yeah.
what you're hearing from us, what we're discussing,
Yes.
your response, brother. You've had 24 hours to digest everything.
Let's start off with yesterday was still eh. It was still eh. As like Canadians like to say, it was still eh. It was nice to pick up a win, but it's pretty hilarious the fact that if you look at all the scores from yesterday's games, and like I said yesterday, I wasn't impressed with the performance, but we still put up more points than any other team in the NFL yesterday, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, my dad was calling me.
Going into this week, it's going to be a very long Sunday for all of us. It's going to be one of those long Sundays. What did I miss?
Sorry, hold on a second. That's what happened. I'm wondering why did some random chick waiting to get me dropping stuff off?
Why are you saying business out loud?
It's Harris Melendez, everybody.
Picking up shit.
I whooped his ass today live, man. We should record it. All right, good, Evan. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. So it's
Tati,
going to be a very long
someone's waving
week.
at your
It's
husband.
going to be one of those weeks where it's as if the Eagles sort of don't really have to win this game. Like the Eagles do not have to win this game and be concerned with where they stand in the NFC because the NFC is not as powerful, I feel, as the AFC. But the Dolphins still have something to prove to the NFL that the Eagles do not. So the pressure is on the Dolphins heading into this game. But what I said on the post game yesterday is I think this is going to be the Vic Fangio coming out party because his experience with the Eagles last season.
With the Eagles
That's the team he knows the best of all the schemes and how that offense works. And also just he can relook at the tape of the first 5 weeks because the Eagles have yet to play a great game. They played okay games, but they played just enough to win. So all he has to do is just follow the game plan of the Jets. We look at the tape of the last couple of weeks, learn from what he learned last year, and we're going to pick up the W. And I'm telling you this right now, my favorite player, and Bearded can finish it right now, is going to have a key role in that game.
Jason mother-loving Sanders.
He is going to have a crucial game. This guy is Bobby, I said it to you when he was walking on off the field. That guy looks bored. He looks unhappy. I've never seen a guy 5-1. Everyone was jumping for joy when they won the game. He looked like he lost. He does not look like a happy camper.
Who has the easiest job in the Dolphins roster? Is it the punter?
Yes.
I want to give you perspective.
Evan counted it yesterday. How many times, Evan?
Like 2 times did he punt it?
No. Jake Bailey punted, I think, 4 times yesterday, but he punted twice before
in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, before Jason Sanders kicked an extra point, and Jason Sanders only kicked off at the beginning of the game. But he just does not, honestly. Alex, we've scored, I think, 30 touchdowns, something like that, or something.
Yeah.
And 5 extra points, and 5 field goals. We've had 5 field goals in 5 games. It's bananas.
I'm telling you, man.
In 6 games, it's bananas. Yeah. But this is a game where I think they know that this is the game. I think this is a game more than the Kansas City game that shuts people up. I don't want to wait for this because that sense of it's going to be a long week to New England, who's really struggling.
In London, right?
And by the way, I'm putting it down right here, Bearded. Buffalo will lose in New England and Foxborough.
No.
Oh,
listen,
yes, they will.
Listen, I don't want to argue with you. Your predictions are usually fire. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed.
Because you do realize that yesterday, Josh Allen, because of Tyrod Taylor and Brian Dable having marbles for brains, I have no idea. How are you running the ball with no timeouts with under 20 seconds left on the 1-yard line? How are you doing that? 2 throwing plays. Yeah. 2 throwing plays. Just
and that, I think that was on Tyrod. He audible on the line. I don't know why.
Bananas. But all I could say is this team on a bad day scores 42. It's for me it puts up 70. The average points, we're scoring 37 points a game. No matter what happens, it's either going to be a very tight defensive matchup, and the game between the Eagles and the Dolphins is going to be somewhere in the 20s. It could be 20, it could be 24-21, it could be 24-17, it could be somewhere around that range. Or if everything goes too crazy, it could end up being 38-34. Like, we don't know. We're going to know very, very quickly on that first drive. If someone scores on that first drive, and then the other team comes back and it's 7-7, it's going to be bananas. It's going to be one of those games where if no defense is going to stop anybody in that game. And I've already looked at the temperature. It's going to be good. It's going to be in the 50s, 60s. It's supposed to be clear. It's going to be a very competitive game. And I know there's the invasion there because I almost was going to go to that game. But there's going to be a lot of Dolphin fans in that stadium in Lincoln Financial. So for me, I'm concerned because we haven't hit that echelon. But hey, we did that. Honestly, we hit that challenge against the Chargers. Everyone was concerned that we had to lay an egg. We got that out of the way. There's confidence there. And the Dolphins like to play up to the competition. What happened in Buffalo happens. But look at the Bills. The Bills looked awful against the Giants. They looked awful against the Jaguars. They looked awful against the Jets. The Dolphins have played 1 bad game. The Bills have played 3 bad games. So, and we've picked up the victories. And let's think about this. Bobby, you're 35 years old. You were 14. Yes. You were 14 years old the last time the Dolphins had this record. The last time I was not 20 yet. To think about that, it's just we were a completely different mindset. This is a great thing. Let's appreciate it. Let's appreciate it. And let's just be happy. Okay? Like me and Thirsty just went out for supper. And yes, Bearded, you were invited. And I like your white hat. I have the black one now.
I was about to say I did a wardrobe change just so I could match you. I literally did it right here, mid show.
Awesome, buddy. I love this hat. This hat's phenomenal.
So, Manny, I know you held your up. What's your response, sir?
Well, first, let's touch on what you said that the Bills are going to lose to the Patriots. I'm sorry. Again, you're a genius when it comes to these picks, but there is no way I can get behind that the Patriots, of all people, are going to beat anybody. Listen, I prefer the Bills to lose. I can't go on that. But then the other point they hear Eric brought up, X with that groin bother, and we saw how affected X played like a shell of himself last season with that groin injury. Now he's back to having that again. And they put here in the chat, Cater is going to be on AJ Brown. Do we now remember what he did? Do we now remember what he did to Stephon Diggs? Listen, if you lose X for this game, my percentage of possibility of us winning this game, I think I'm going to be jumping on Tati's bandwagon. I don't know, man. I really don't know. If X cannot go, I feel really, really, really bad about this game.
No, you make a great point, and we touched on it yesterday because not just Stephon Diggs, what this defense did with Stephon Diggs, but what they did with Adam Thielen yesterday, the secondary,
oh my God,
with Xavier Howard.
Yeah.
So imagine if he's out next week, next Sunday, and it's with Cater Kohu and whoever the hell else, Eli Apple playing back there.
Eli, not Eli.
And Devontae Smith. Think about that. With those two guys, that's not just Thielen. They only had one guy, and we couldn't stop him. But you put AJ Brown and Devontae Smith against those two guys with no Xavier Howard.
But remember, Alex is not nervous whatsoever about this game.
At all, man.
He only sees the offense. He turns the TV.
I'm telling you, this team with under Mike McDaniel is built for prime time football. Okay. And I think they're gonna step up. Even defensively, I like what Evan said in regards to Fangio. Fangio knows this team inside and out. He knows.
With the Eagles, yeah.
He knows this is a perfect game for me. And this is the insane part, Bob. When you got NFL teams typically, I'm not talking about only on offense, but you got a lot of teams sometimes that are you might have one or two juggernauts or elite teams at the same time. If you notice, every team in the NFL, offensively at least, right now, there is no team clicking on all cylinders like we are. I don't know if we're comparing, obviously, the level of offense. I'm assuming it was like this in 99 and 2000 with the Rams, where every other offense didn't look as potent or in sync. But I feel the Chiefs have won games that they should have probably lost. The Eagles have won some shaky games as well. The Bills yesterday, and frankly, should have lost that game. So you're talking about we had one bad game, and arguably in that game, it got out of hand in a sequence of plays because it was 14-14 against the Bills. It had the makings of a shootout. And then, obviously, it just went haywire. Fumble, interception. it just derailed. But if we play to our potential, I still think we're going to win the shootout, and it might be with a defensive stop,
Alex,
in my opinion. Because, obviously, the Eagles are going to play up to us. They're not going to play down, obviously, and we don't have the defensive juggernaut that they faced. But I do see a shootout, and the last play possibly being a defensive stop.
And I like that because Bobby, how many times have in previous years Dolphins fallen behind? They need a last minute score, and we don't get that. This Dolphins team is a whole lot different. We went on the road to LA, and we did that. Yeah. So if it is a shootout, I'm in 100% agreement with you, Alex. I think that's something that we can win. But if they start getting defensive stops and we have to start punting that ball, that's when I'm going to start getting nervous. And by the way, if X is out, Evan and Bob, because we talked about this when we covered in for clock blockers while we were at Bow Campers, if X can't go, that means we're finally going to see a full game.
It's a little scary. That's a scary show to say.
You're right. It is.
They've been saying that title really fast.
Yeah.
And people are like, whoa, what did you say? God damn, they have a pockets about that?
If X can't go, Bobby, is this a game that we're going to get a full dose of Cam Smith on either Devontae Smith or AJ Brown?
You guys saw him play live, man. How does he look? Is he just young, raw?
Fangio is just a curmudgeon who doesn't like
Fangio hasn't been
rookies.
putting him in. He
At
hasn't
all.
been using him.
He didn't
I-
put him.
He put in what did he put in? Nicholson.
Yeah, Nicholson played a
Nickerson,
lot
yeah,
yesterday.
Gary Nickerson.
Yeah, he played a lot yesterday.
By the way, I
It
must
can't be
say,
athleticism.
you know what
it
I
has to
think?
be.
I'm convinced that maybe Mike McDaniel got the new fancy office and they put Vic Fangio in Brian Flores' office with the negative pheromones where they don't like to play rookies and only like to play veterans. Because honestly, give this guy a chance. Unless Needham unless
You're saying
Needham's
there's a
ready.
trust factor?
Yes, I do believe he doesn't believe in rookies. Unless Needham's ready, Needham could be an option also.
That would be the
Or-
best bet.
Or you want to know what? You know
It
who
might be.
you know who I love?
And
Honestly,
is
I
it-
have
is it
I have
giving
one
him a
negative
shot?
thing. I like Justin Bethel. I'd like to move him around and see what he can
Yes.
do. Also, I like Bethel.
Mm.
I'm not just a pretty
That's what
Jewish kid in
concerns me.
Canada. I'm telling you. No, but I like the way Justin Bethel. But I think in this particular game, we might see a little more blitzing. I think we're going to see a lot of more aggressiveness because I think you saw that yesterday with Jalen Hurts
In
when
the start, especially.
when he was forced to get rid of the ball quickly. That's where he's a complete utter on the other side of the universe when it comes to against Tua. Tua can make very quick decisions. Jalen Hurts needs time in the pocket to make his decision. He
Mhm.
is not a quick release quarterback.
Oh,
He
and
needs to
Nate
either run
Johnson
with the
as
ball
well.
and make decisions. If you don't give him time, he is going to struggle. Do not give him time in the pocket to make a decision whether he's going to run or pass. And personally,
And
for
I
me,
know
I
everybody
want to
keeps
see.
talking about
And
the Eagles.
can I just make a point? I want to see
Yes.
more. I don't like the way the role. I didn't like Van Ginkel's role yesterday. I want him back on the outside. I don't care what kind of snap count you have to put on Jalen Phillips. I don't care if you bench him or you bench Chubb. I want Andrew Van Ginkel chasing Jalen Hurts
I
back
agree.
into the end zone.
No more middle linebacker play. I agree
No
with
more. You need Andrew Van Ginkel pressuring that quarterback. You need him coming like a bat out of hell. He is going to be a key factor in that game. So
No, and all fair points. All fair points. But that is what concerns me with this
exactly.
team
Thank you, Eric.
going into next week is just the secondary against their receivers.
Yeah.
And I know everybody keeps bringing up the injuries of the Eagles, but the Dolphins are dealing with injuries too, and the
Wow.
Eagles are hyped on that too. It's gonna be a great game next week.
Is Connor gonna miss too? Is he cleared or he is still up to?
I think they sat in this game to let him get healthy. I think he'll come in next week, even though Eichenberg did well yesterday.
Is it really nice? Huh?
But I think I think they held him just so he could be more healthy this game.
Perfect, ready to go.
So let's
Coño,
touch on this very quick. And
Yeah, let's do it.
go ahead, Rick, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Coño, Rafael said to bench and rotate Jalen Phillips. If I'm going to bench anybody, I'm going to bench Bradley Chubb on the opposite side. I've seen more production out of AVG than I have Bradley Chubb. But that's just my 2 cents. But go ahead.
Had a good game yesterday, but yeah, he hasn't been great.
Well, Evan, you would have got a good game against that O-line yesterday. So that's really not fair,
Evan
man.
could have got 2 sacks.
So Wilkins, those two, he had a sack and then one was called back. Wilkins had the most sacks on the team yesterday.
Correct.
Like I told you,
Correct.
he gets an extra 2. I told you he gained about $2.5 million off of that yesterday.
All right, Bobby, what you got for me
did.
before I jump out of here for you guys?
There's no one to jump off. There's
Absolutely,
nowhere to
brother.
run.
No, you're good. You're good. I know
Okay.
he's busy and all that, and we talked 20 minutes on. I know he's been on longer than he thought.
No,
we thought it was, so it's all good.
mira,
We
yo te
appreciate
doy, yo te doy una hora, a mí no me importa, tú me dices lo que tú necesitas. Ok, compadre.
it. So, no, what I wanted to touch on, and then Manny could hop up with the Tyreek Hill question,
Mhm.
because last season for me, I know we traded for Tyreek and we saw what he was able to do for this football team, for Tua and this offense.
Yeah.
Most important acquisition though last year, in my opinion, and Evan knows this, it was Mike McDaniel.
Absolutely.
You could say that for this season, but right now, I don't say he frees up.
Bobby has no idea what you just said.
So, the gringo, right? Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
816 yards.
Yeah. He's on pace for like 2,300 and something.
There we go. So he's going to hit
That's
his mark.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, how we know it's a quarterback
League.
league, right? And the MVP is a quarterback award, basically.
Mhm.
Could he make a real case to be the league MVP this year if he hits those numbers?
I think 100%, man.
And the way you have to answer that is if you take him out of this offense right now, how far back does your offense fall?
Oh man, I mean, you'll still be productive to the sense because you got Waddle when you got a chain healthy Moser, but Hill completely just blows the top off your offense because Hill is the only person I've
But
ever
Quito
seen.
Espanol.
Hill's the only person that you can
Tati's talking
literally-
too much shit.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, like he's doing it. She's doing it because
She's-
you're here.
Good.
So she knows that there's gonna be no look. She's like, I'm gonna get this man.
I'm gonna get him now while he's not home.
All right. Look,
I'm
with
home
Hill,
tomorrow.
Hill can make a reception that's like a 2-yard gain.
Yeah.
And he could turn into a 25-yard in an instant. I have never seen a player accelerate because there's players that are fast. There's
Yes.
players that are quick.
Yes.
But his acceleration from point A to point B, even off a cut, I'll do it in basketball terms. When he cuts, he's at full speed, man. There's no stopping. Like usually some players might decelerate. He's always on go. Well, to me, the funniest part when he ran through the sideline, I'm like, there has to be something wrong with him. And he cramped up. I'm like, there's no way this man wouldn't finish. And I started slowing down and going to the sideline. I'm like, oh, that's a cramp. They were saying the only thing that can stop Hill is our hamstrings. Like those are the things that you can't. He's worth everything you would have traded for. And still, I cannot fathom. I understand the situation. I cannot believe the Chiefs actually traded Tyreek Hill because we thought Tyreek Hill was Tyreek Hill over there with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And now you put him with an offensive genius. What I compare it to is like, imagine you're giving Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time. Perfect. You give him to a coach in this instance. I'll compare it to like Eric Spoelstra. And he unlocks other aspects or makes his greatness even greater.
Yeah.
Like what McDaniel has done is basically put Hill on a pedestal where you know he's the fastest guy in the NFL. You know he's the go-to receiver, and you still can't stop him. Does it help him that he has speed all around him? Absolutely. But you just magnify what he does. You just made Tyreek Hill faster just by the presence of other speedsters in the offense. And you just completely open them up.
Absolutely. Diarrhea at the mouth. What's going on?
Listen,
talking
I'm
about
trying to
Tati?
catch up just like you.
I'm like, what's going on? Did I miss something? If Ralph's talking about Tati, then I agree. Diarrhea from the mouth. All she does is talk shit.
And now you can get away with saying this too because you don't got
Damn
to
fucking
come into the
right.
room.
Damn right.
Tati, if you're gonna talk shit,
If
you're gonna talk shit, if Tati's gonna talk shit, at least put it in Spanish so Bobby doesn't understand.
Oh, that's the conversations. I'm pretty sure an argument always ends with like Tati walking
Oh.
away, screaming in Spanish.
Wait, let
And
me
then-
do this since Mandy's
Oh.
here. And I know Tati's going to talk about this because she told me I want to touch on when I don't believe news reports or sports reports.
That's just racist, bro. That's,
No,
that's sports racism, man. That's sports
Racism.
So
racism.
what happened was,
That's race.
let me just say this, and I want Manny to be here for this. But so this was when we were waiting for Damian Lillard for the trade. And I remember I was playing Madden. I was standing in front of the bed. My wife was in the bed looking at her phone. And also she goes, "Oh, Damian Lillard got traded." I go, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, he just got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks." I go, "Who said that?" She goes, "Oh, this Spanish site." I go, "Is that legit? Let me check." And so I start going to like Twitter, and she goes, "Wait a second. What are you seriously confirming you don't believe it because it's Spanish?" I go, "Well, sometimes they come out." She was offended, bro. She's like, "You need to talk to Alex." So is that wrong though? Like, am I not wrong? Like, every time I check a Spanish sporting report, it's bullshit.
Man, I don't know what Spanish reporting you're looking at. That's some racist comments right
No,
now.
it's not.
You're high,
You're
nigga.
racing about
You're
it.
high,
You're
bro.
racing about it.
Tremendo racismo que se trae este
It's like,
tipo, man.
no, que el primo de la esposa de la doctora me dijo. It wasn't when I was like, what I just said right now. I was like, the cousin
Yeah, I know
of
what
the
you said.
wife.
I know which I
like. There's some.
So let me just explain something right now to my pain in the ass wife out there who knows the truth. I don't speak. I understand better than I speak.
Of course.
So she can,
you're gonna understand.
So listen,
You
I'm gonna
understand
try to help.
everything she says as she walks away.
we all understand in any language, ABC, damn D.
Oh yeah.
So to help Bobby out here, basically what you're saying, Bobby, is that the Spanish newscasters, when they talk about sports, kind of sounds like our Twitter guy sources. Is that basically what you're saying?
Exactly.
Is
Exactly.
that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or Chris Broussard sources.
Because every time somebody says, like my father-in-law, he'll be the one because he follows Facebook and he gets on and he'll go, "Oh, I heard this guy he's gonna go to Miami." And I'm like, "Oh no, that's not true. That's not true." So that's why, and
He has a blue check mark. He has a blue check mark.
he has a blue check mark.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that's completely fucked up everything that we thought was credible.
I know.
Like the little blue check mark, man. Jesus Christ. Before
Now you gotta
like,
look for the yellow
you said
ones.
it.
Now you gotta look for the
That's
yellow ones, of
right.
course.
That's
Yeah.
right. But
Like, man,
Manny, I know you gotta bounce, but brother, thank you so much for coming on with us, man.
It was my pleasure. And by the way, Tyreek Hill definitely deserves MVP, but not if I have to put it above Tua, man. Tua's playing lights out.
oh,
He's making everybody look good. Obviously, Tyreek's going to look that much better because he is the best receiver in the NFL. But I agree with you, man. He's definitely making a statement for it. And Stanza, are we? Well, before I go, are we getting together for this dinner tomorrow or what? Because we need to celebrate your birthday in style.
If you tell me what you want to do tomorrow, you have my number. I'm here all day relaxing. I get
Listen,
a day off tomorrow.
I'm picking up a client and taking him to Tampa, and I'm coming literally right back. So I should be back by
What
5
do you
p.m.
do that you're
tomorrow.
driving to Tampa?
Listen, that's where they want to go. I'm picking them up in Doral, and I'm taking them all the way to Tampa, and then I'm coming right back.
You're a driver?
I thought you knew this. This is why I told you I offered to pick you up from the airport when you were coming in.
Oh,
I am a full-time driver. I have my own driving company.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But if you have your own company, are you your own employee or you have employees?
I am my own employee, and I have one other driver
Here
right
comes
now.
20 questions
Good for
over
you.
here.
Yeah, man.
Oh, if
Listen,
you want to do dinner, message me tomorrow. I'm chilling. If Thirsty wants to come back out tomorrow, anyone who wants to come out and celebrate, I'm happy to go.
I heard Tootsie's has great wings. Just saying that. All right, boys. I'm out of here, man. You guys have a great night.
Later, brother.
You
Much
gotta be in
love,
touch.
man. Thank you.
Peace.
man.
peace, man. Much love.
All right, that was Manny Beauty Fanatic.
We have to have him join us when you come back in February.
Absolutely, no,
So
for
we
sure,
can
for
rest.
sure. Evan, well, your response to the Tyreek Hill question. I mean, I agree.
I'm
right?
the one who brought it to
the
your
MVP
attention.
award is a quarterback award, literally. But
When was the last time a non-quarterback won the MVP award? Like Peterson? Did Peterson won an MVP award?
Peterson won it.
Sean
2012.
Alexander, right?
Oh my God!
But
we're
has
talking
a
about
receiver
early
ever won it?
2000s.
No, receivers never won it.
Did Jerry Rice? Jerry Rice never won an MVP?
No, it's always been a quarterback thing. Peterson won, I think, in 2012, and prior to that, outside of quarterbacks, it
LaDainian
was
Tomlinson?
it
No.
was two defensive
Sean
players.
Alexander.
No, the only two defensive players
Right.
who have ever won it are Alan Page and Lawrence Taylor.
Wow.
See, yeah.
No receivers have ever won it.
No receiver has ever won
But
the
if
MVP award.
what is he on pace for?
Oh, dude, like he's on pace for like 100, I think, and 40 catches, and 2,300 and something yards. Like, whoa, what Manny said is true. The only one that would, if honestly, I think it might be co-MVP Tua and Tyreek. Now, this is my ignorance here. Have there ever been co-MVPs?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
Oh, it's the first time for everything.
No, but no. Okay, no. I want to get Evan's answer on this.
Go,
and
sorry.
then I'll go. Evan, though, would you, if it ended that way, let's say 140 catches, 2,300 yards,
Now you got to compare Tua stats.
12 touchdowns, whatever, the way he's been playing, would you make him MVP?
Yes.
And Culpepper and Manning were co-MVPs at one point.
They were?
Yeah.
Perfect.
But and Tua's numbers, yeah, but you got to remember, people will talk about that. What was Tua before Tyreek? And it's not a knock on Tua.
No, at all.
Not a knock on Tua. But that's something you have to consider. Tua,
Okay, here's
obviously,
your point.
the way
I'll
he's
give you
playing
the
right
point.
now. Go ahead, Evan. I'm sorry.
Even though they won the Super Bowl last year, it was because it had nothing to do with the high-powered offense. The Chiefs are now, when you see them this season, the high-powered attack doesn't exist for them anymore. And we have that in spades, but no. And they were able to win a Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill. But look what Tyreek Hill has done for the Miami Dolphins. He is the game changer that a team needs. He's that boost. He's that steroid you need to get to the top. And without him there, think about it. We were down 30, was it 35-14 at the time? We were down 35-14 in Baltimore.
Oh,
He disappeared.
Yeah.
He disappeared. He came back. bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, man.
Like you saw that yesterday. Like what I don't understand from this league though is why defenses. I love it. Why defenses continue to play press man and do not have a safety over top, especially a team like Carolina, who's the worst team in the NFL. How do you not have somebody pressing a safety covering up the top? How are you playing press man? I don't against Tyreek Hill.
Oh.
You should be fired for that. If you're the defensive coordinator on the other side, even though it benefits us. So
I'm having a Cuban. I've had cigars before. You know, that's an actual Cuban cigar.
That's
I don't
an
know.
actual
I have to
Cuban.
try
Yes,
it.
When Tati heard that, she almost freaked out.
But Ray, let me just say something to Ray. He says he's dating a Puerto Rican and you don't want to deal with 7. I live with 7, and I'm married to 1, and I'm half of 1. God help us all. And Tati, don't worry. I got Manny's number now. When we're traveling, now that I know that I'm gonna hit him up. If he's cool with that, I'll hit him up. If I don't have a card,
give the man business. Give the man business, man.
But let's talk about Evan's stay so far in Florida. I know obviously he comes here a lot, but the experience with Miami, the experience with
first time in Hialeah.
He came down to Hialeah.
Twice in
He was at
Hialeah.
the place. Yeah, we ate at Hialeah. So let me just talk about your experience, your birthday week, man. You got away from the family. You love them. Your kids are beautiful. I mean, I heard them on the phone.
Who told you I love them? Whoa, breaking news. Who told you I love them?
I didn't say that. I didn't say you're away from the kids.
He has an obligation to them.
So tell me, man, how was it worth it making this trip for you?
100%. I of all the games I've been looking at, I want to go to Philly. I want to go to Buffalo. I want to go do. This was the exact trip, knowing that it was fan club weekend, knowing that it was around my birthday, knowing the fact that the expectation was that originally you were not even coming. Let's talk about that. It was going to be to connect with Hank, connect with Thirsty if I could, and then
won't let it go.
No, but the fact of the matter is,
between
between this weekend in a row, just from the core of the people, being with you, being with Alex, being with Thirsty tonight for supper and at the game, with Hank, with Manny, meeting different fans at Bow Campers, just the connection, meeting all the different networks, going on Clock Blockers, meeting Dolphins Talk, meeting all these people who, meeting a buddy of mine who I worked with for years at the company that I work for. He worked for the U.S. division. The fact that we got to sit down, like for me, the best experience outside of the game, more than the game itself, was the tailgating. To be able to sit there and do pregame against the stadium, then get the surprise of Mike Brown, the Hebrew Hammer, coming with his pops, and just sitting there and doing the show there. It was something just, and I must have seen how many people took pictures of Hank's car, like just the experience of that, and just being around doing the pregame show where people on the other side of the balcony, stadium hotel, could hear us and were laughing their asses off. It was just something different, and it was just, I couldn't have asked for anything more. Now I had to work today, which was whatever, but my mindset was but the fact that I went to Twin Peaks. You guys can all figure out why I went to Twin Peaks tonight. I needed a couple of hours just to stare at other things.
Of course you went when you and I are not together, but okay,
always,
bro,
man,
whatever.
Always.
Yeah, always. But no, Thirsty was great, and it was just a lot of fun. And no, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. And now we're doing these shows.
And Evan, next time you're here, dinner's on me. This man, it was a pleasure meeting you. It was in person, because now we've known. It's funny because I feel like it's like family, like cousins that you were born like in different countries, and now you finally get to meet, like, because of family reunion. Like it's kind of like the Dolphins family. Yeah. So like the network is a big old family that we just hadn't had a chance to meet each other face to face at times. Yeah, exactly. A few of us, of course, but not everybody. So it was an awesome experience. Yeah, and awesome. You are a class act, brother. You're funny. You're a man of your word. I got much respect for that. And you cannot ever question again your fandom or your quarterback judgment. See, we were right about Tua. We're right.
Yeah, we were.
Boom. There you go. It just took Tyreek and McDaniel.
But I will tell you that I will tell you though, after this weekend, the female Melendezes are much better than the male Melendezes. No offense. I will take in a street fight. I take Tammy and Alex over Harrison and Bobby. No, you guys don't stand a chance.
Oh, no questions asked. No questions asked, man.
Let me just make this perfectly clear. If you don't take a street fight with Harris,
Oh, no,
you're making a run there.
Yeah.
Even though let me tell you something, we were having fun today, but I was proud of myself. I got him down. I tackled him. I gave him a noogie. We recorded that live. We'll have to show that one time on air. Network meet and greet in February. Set that up.
Absolutely. That's a great. Wait a second. Oh, that's Tammy. That's her mom.
Yeah, that's mom.
For a second,
No,
I
the
saw
only
two minutes,
no.
I'm like, wait a second.
When's the dog?
Is that Dottie?
No, I told you this. I plan on coming back to Miami in February
Okay.
to celebrate to bang pots and pans in Hialeah.
Oh, that's true. Hey. Oh my God. When is the Super Bowl? Is it the first week of February? The second?
February
Second,
11th to 13th.
Oh, okay, that's one of my daughter's birthday. Okay.
One of your
But-
daughter's birthdays?
It falls on the
Because-
weekend. Oh, my
But
daughter.
just FYI,
Sorry.
the Super Bowl experience.
Nothing's come out. There's still
Going to
paternity
the Super,
suit. I'm just
I
kidding.
know someone who went to the Super Bowl. They said it was the worst experience of their life because all you do is spend time speaking, just connecting with. You have to go through security. By the time you sit down, it's not even a fun game. Like I'd rather be in Hard Rock watching the Dolphins win the Super Bowl with 50,000 fans in the stadium versus being in Vegas at that boring game and be here for the parade.
We were talking about this the other day when we were having dinner, and obviously I've personally here been for the Heat Parade, both of the Marlins parades.
I was here,
but I don't think anything compares to what it will be if the Dolphins win the Super Bowl because it's generations.
I guarantee you, Dan
fandom.
Marino
Oh,
will get a ring. Dan Marino, I think, might just die on the spot. No offense, I think he would just collapse.
It's like we're not used to this, man.
No,
we're used to those.
Poppy
teams.
Video, what's up, brother? Thank you for tuning in, man.
No, this is something
like,
else.
I'm still sitting here, and I'm like, I'm in disbelief when I'm seeing Dolphins games, and I see them score 40, winning by double digits constantly. We're used to these teams being defensive juggernauts, but we would always fall short. And now you kind of see a team that is on the rise when the rest of the NFL is kind of like tiptoeing between top 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the league. And you just have something, and this isn't about talent. As a fan, you feel confident. There is nothing right now that you feel that this team can't accomplish. Do you feel that, Bob? Like, do you feel that?
Well, I've told Evan before, because Evan and I do all the Dolphin shows together, but I haven't at once, and even yesterday. And again, Evan, I don't think Evan felt that way at all either, but he did react faster than I did. Like, I mean, literally, again, 2 plays in, 2 minutes in. Well, and of course, can you, he like multiply took you. Can you believe we're down 14-0 against this team? Oh my God, you know. But
that was all of my.
But truth be told, I'm not telling you that he believed anything otherwise.
Yeah.
But not at any point in this season, besides obviously the Buffalo game when we're down, is that I felt this team couldn't come back or could not win the game. I never was concerned. Now the Buffalo game, I have it marked on the calendar. It's circled. That's the major measuring stick game. But this Eagles game coming up, Kansas City, for Miami to squash anybody else's concerns, they need to take care of business those games. And first off, and I agree with, I forgot who wrote this on Twitter, or on X, excuse me. But they're right. And we got to start saying that as well. Is that we keep saying, oh, Miami hasn't played anybody. Look who they have to beat. And I say the measuring stick games because those are the bigger teams. Eagles, Chiefs, Niners, Bills. But Miami supposedly had the second toughest schedule in the NFL when the season started. They're 5-1.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
And now this stretch will really prove because we have probably the toughest schedule left. Winning percentage wise.
Right now, as of yesterday, our strength of schedule is now 7th in the league. For the remaining games, we have the 7th toughest. No. With the remaining games left, we have the 7th toughest schedule left.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. She keeps writing all these comments on here. You see her? She's talking shit.
I see that, man. I see that.
She misses me.
Of course.
When she starts getting mean like that,
It's one of those passive aggressive, like I want to hug you. Or
Sure.
I'm sure, right? I mean,
she misses her man.
She's so far. Like, oh, he looks nice on camera. It's a cigar, bro. I'm telling you. It's a
Yeah,
cigar.
yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. That's a lady killer.
Oh,
Any lady
no.
walks next to you and they
Somebody's
see you smoking
in the-
a cigar.
Holy
Somebody else is in the
crap.
chat.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
She came in at the right time. She didn't hear the first part.
Boom.
See,
Let me put my cigars away.
that's a great. Oh, sorry, I was just reading. Jamila's in the house.
That's my wife.
Love you. Look, I can't wait to see her and AJ and
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah,
Your parents.
we'll be up the shoulders.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are coming up next month.
We'll do a live show.
We'll do a live show
I
from my
gotta see,
house.
we might be there in your house on a Wednesday. So we might, if it's okay with you, sir, we'll switch East 10th Street Boys to maybe like a Wednesday show or something like that week.
It'll be fine.
You don't call
We'll
someone
do a
who's younger
special
than you,
show.
sir. He hasn't earned the
Say what?
moniker, sir. Just FYI.
It's a cigar. I'm telling you, the cigar does wonders, bro.
The couch. Oh, she heard. Oh, you're
What'd she
screwed,
say?
brother.
Hey, Bobby, you going to the
What'd I
Country
say?
Music Festival in Nashville this week?
Daughters.
Oh, you see, man, I just added an S by mistake.
Hey, Bobby, are you
Jesus.
running home for the Country Music Festival in Nashville?
No.
Well, you don't listen to country music? The big festival going on
I
this
listen
week.
to some, but no, I'm not somebody who. See, what did you bring up the parades? I've been to the Miami Heat parade.
You went to the parade, man?
Yeah. But I don't like parades. I don't like too much people. I know it's too much, especially something like that because you got to leave. Dolphin games are different. Sports events are different, but parades and stuff, that's too much.
That's the thing, is the crowd. You know, one of the funnest games I've ever been
The
to?
Jets game's gonna be tough for sure. Jets are good for them though. I hate it to say that, but think about Aaron Rodgers went down, all the hype that they had, and you think, oh, it's over. Look at the fight that they're putting.
We
up.
knew their defense was going to be.
100%.
You just felt that maybe if they kept falling, that's the thing. That's what killed them. Sometimes they fall in behind, but if Zach Wilson just manages the game, they got a shot every single game.
Bobby, you want to order you?
Sure. Really. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Oreo time.
Service a la carte.
So, guys, let me just say very quick. Talking about 10th Street. We're at 10th Street OG over here. Got Tammy from Miami. Come here. Come say hi.
She's
Come
an
say hi.
Street mom.
We're getting good.
Hey, that's the most Cuban thing right there. I'm eating bread
So-
right there.
She's the birther of legends. Or a legend.
Yeah, Nick and Alex.
You were a C-section.
Nick and Alex.
I'm sorry, I was C-section because there was no way. I was like,
Nick and Alex, basically.
I
That
don't.
big old head of yours. Big old head.
You're stuck, yeah. Extra large.
So she just our Oreo. She's helped set this up. We've had a lot of fun. She went to boat campers. We had a blast. But yeah,
It was hot, really bad.
it was very hot.
Today
It
was
a lot of
gorgeous,
fun.
by the way. Today was a beautiful.
Does everybody hear
weather day.
Mom okay?
Yes.
I want to make sure everybody hears
Yeah, I
okay.
think that, we got a thumbs up.
Yeah, you can hear me.
So let me just say this, or let me ask this very quick, and then you don't have to stay too long. But what are your with us right here, or just the kids in general, the street? Some of your favorite, one or two favorite memories of?
When you left, when you moved out.
That's
That
a
was one
lie.
of my favorites.
That's a lie. I would have believed that if you would have said the other ones moved out. You said I moved out. You know damn well that ain't. You know damn well she's lying.
No one else
You
moved
said
out.
the kids.
No one else moved
They
out.
just keep
you
coming
didn't
back.
say you personally. You said the kids.
Oh, you meant the
You
street
said
when
the
we moved on.
kids.
Oh,
So I said
oh,
when they moved out.
oh.
Now it's. You understand better?
Look at Alex's old house.
They have a gate there now.
It's crazy how it's so different.
Right? All right. Anything else?
You know, when you guys wrestled. Like,
Man, you're so full of stories. What
Boy
happened?
Scouts. I took you guys to Boy Scouts. I
That's
was your
true.
Boy Scout.
Boy
leader.
Scouts, yeah.
Remember?
All our
Me and
years.
Elena. Yeah. And
Our-
you guys would get your little tents, and you'd have to have all your green and red socks with a little red stripe on the top. Remember? And your belt
With the belt,
buckles.
the belt
we used to
buckle.
inspect you. You remember?
Make sure it was tucked in.
Yeah. We took you to the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. We had a sleepover. We had a camp out there. Remember
At the
do you
stadium.
Remember, it's so funny. We're sitting here looking at this front porch. Remember the two big trees?
Yes.
Yeah.
When we
Trees,
would
yeah.
play football here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
It's-
say. You guys used
it
to
was-
play football. Yeah.
It seemed like a whole
And
100-yard
basketball
football
in
field.
front of your
And
house.
basketball, my house.
You
Yeah,
had the
this was our football field. My thing was a hoop.
yeah. And
And
Alex Fleitas was down there, and then Schmiertis.
Smurtis, 2 houses down from Fleitas.
And then
It's crazy, man.
there was a boy next door here. I don't
Here?
remember his name. What was his name?
No.
Jesse, a boy named Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse.
Jesse, he lived with his grandma.
Frankie.
Miguel.
Across the street. Frankie grew up here.
Frankie grew up there.
Frankie was
What was it? Jeffrey was his older brother.
Yeah, and they were there for years.
Wow, man. We still got
And-
lots over there. It's funny. Now we
Yeah,
got a
man,
massive
so-
building over there.
That's terrible.
crazy.
That's horrible.
It's probably going to, the
People
whole
looking
front.
here. And the plumber built this house.
They might end up
with
being a sponsor. Don't be
I
talking.
don't-
All right, Damien from Miami. Thank you. All right. You're not done.
No.
I only wanted you for a minute.
Okay. Thank you for
All
watching.
right,
Everybody hit. Stop it. Everybody hit. Let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead. Listen. We'll let you-
Everybody hit like and subscribe. When you go to work tomorrow, I want everyone to ask someone to hit like and subscribe.
She
rehearsed it.
She,
It completely didn't end up as she
He
rehearsed.
went to the Steve Malloy School of
I can
Promotion.
see how many followers
that's right. She went to the school, Steve Malloy School.
that I can gain.
Cheap plug.
So please,
Shameless plug.
there's a little QR code. You can
Okay. All right. We got it. Thank you. Thank you kindly.
How much money is she making about every subscriber we got?
Thank you. I've got to go make the rice.
So that's mi madre, Tammy from Miami. You know, remind me a little bit of Evan. Yes. Oh, very quick, and it's just long-winded, but it's all good. Talking about. Oh, sorry.
Listen, bro, it's so good. You see, I'm gonna eat Oreos like I used to when I was a kid. You would have had to open them very, very gently,
Very nice.
and
Well done.
there's the frosting.
You can't do it. You can't do it. Let's talk very quick here about. I wanted to touch on the Heat, but we're gonna hold it for a second. Maybe you'll let me know, keep me posted on anything going on with Miami right now. I want to touch on the Marlins very quick. So today was reported, breaking news is that Kim, how do you say her last name? I always butcher that.
Yeah, I think it's or Ging. I don't know.
Jin,
It's just NG, man.
NG.
That's
but anyway, the general manager.
Evan, how do you say that last name?
Ing.
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 So constructed his team to be a playoff team, made some big trades at the deadline.
Mhm.
Trending up are the Marlins right now. Who would have thought? Breaking news: she's not coming back next season.
They tried to demote her.
So they accepted her option.
Yeah.
She declined it.
Yeah.
You go, what the hell happened, dude? At first you're like, why would she not do that? And then she comes back. The news comes out was that they were trying to hire a president of baseball operations to work above her, and she had to answer to. What is your reaction to that? How big a deal is that she's not going to be the general manager for next year? We're losing her.
This is the tough part, Bob. She was hired already by Derek Jeter. She was the official general manager. She still was the general manager as
You
of
don't
today.
ever say that.
When they exercised the option and she declined it, supposedly rumors are that they wanted to hire president of baseball operations. So she was going to technically be in her role, but there was going to be a person above her, which in fact, like Evan mentioned, is technically a demotion. She built the contender. She made the right moves. You can tell she was more comfortable when Jeter left because she felt that she can build the team how she wanted to build the team. I'm surprised by the move because we were in the forefront. We have the first female COO, I believe. We have the first female general manager in MLB history. So this next hire has to be the most important hire in Marlins history because we are built, like you just said, we're trending up. the farm system is not as strong as it should be, realistically. Where the farm system is strong, but they're not transitioning to Major League Baseball production as they should. So now you're inheriting a team that is ultra talented. You're working probably long-term extensions with Arraez, Jazz, Chisholm Jr. You're in a key front where you are pitching depth. You have productive infield, corner outfielder plays. You have some contracts you probably want to get rid of. If you mess up this hire, you can derail this franchise for the next 5 to 10
That was
years.
my question. It's like, we bring in another general manager, whomever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
How, just losing her, how big of a loss is that to the team? Like, how does it impact it right away, or is it really dependent on who we're going to hire?
It all depends who we can hire, because right away you still have your roster.
Sherman is committed
to
winning.
And I got to give it to him. He's a man of his word. He said if we were in contention that he would trade and take on more salary. And he did. Now, obviously, depending on what happens now with extensions, you're going to see how determined he is. He has the right coaches in place. With Skip is the best manager for this team. They played their hearts out for him. But like you just mentioned, continuity-wise, this year, you might not see a difference. But you're going to feel the difference 3, 4, 5 years down the line. So at first I thought it could be a money issue, but she even came out and said that it was just like basically ideological differences.
Yeah.
Like they had a different
vision for how the team.
So now we understand what she meant. And they should have given her the shot. Unless there's a big time executive that is available, your best course was to remain and trust in what she was building. So, like I said, we can't jump ship right now and say, oh, it's going to be good, it's going to be bad, because we don't know. We just finished the season. We got to see what moves are made. But I would argue this is one of the most important hires in Marlins history, because you are getting the fans' support again. They're coming to the stadium now. This team, unfortunately, and we know this, Miami's a winning city franchise. Like, they will come and support you, especially in the Marlins community, if you're winning ball games. And obviously, we've been misled by the franchise before. It was a different ownership group. There's been 2 blow-ups, fire sales. But this is arguably a key moment in franchise history where you can build. Have you seen what the Houston Astros have done? They've gone to 7 straight ALCSs. They've won 2 world titles, I believe. World Series 2 times. That is the build that we kind of modeled this after. So you can have sustained success with this pitching staff. But if you make the wrong hire and you start trading depth, or you try to overpay for players at times, that's where it could derail. So you have to focus on player development. You have to focus on extending the deals that you have now with your young guys, because you have a great nucleus of players that you're gonna have influx of talent also coming in via free agency. But I just don't know, man. I don't know. We just got to give it time. We got to see who they hire.
Evan, before you pop out there or pop out of here, is what are your thoughts on the Marlins situation and an outsider looking in? Even though you have strong opinions on the Marlins because of the Expos and all that.
Yes.
But today, this certain situation, is it same old Marlins, or it's like, hey, you know what? They are trending up. This is not that big a deal. What's your thoughts?
The roster is on the way up. You're missing Sandy next year with Tommy John, I believe, so you're going to be losing him. But you broke the foreground and sort of what they call the glass ceiling, and how that was handled is going to have a stain unless whoever you bring in is a big name that can overcome. If you don't do better than you did this season, this is going to be a stain on you next year. Only next year will tell.
Damn.
It doesn't look good. It's a PR nightmare for the Marlins right now.
I mean, unless something was going on behind the scenes, is there like a rivalry between Skip, the manager, and her, or ownership and her?
That's the thing. You never saw it because the ownership was always supportive of her.
Yeah, I mean, they loved each other. I mean, at least from what I saw.
Yeah, and like I said,
that's why I'm surprised by the whole thing.
Private life, whether in professions or personal life, is always different than what we see and what we know. obviously we have to live by statements and what they're gonna relay. So obviously we're never gonna know in the intricacies what actually happened, the conversations were like. But I can imagine the fact of them mentioning to her, look, we want to bring a president of baseball operations. You're like, wait, well, I've been running the show.
Yeah.
I've been effective. I just got you back to the playoffs. I'm building this team. You want a chance to finish it. Now, don't get me wrong. She's gonna get hired right away. There's opportunities for her.
For sure. Mets, I think, right? That's what I'm hearing.
There, and then also I think the Red Sox, I believe, like there's some options for her. And she was just a trailblazer. I love personally about her is her confidence. Like she had a vision, and she followed through. There's some rumors that supposedly even Michael Hill was a president of baseball operations, and then Jeter let him go. So there were rumors that is it a big time hire or is a face, familiar with the fan base, familiar with the organization, even though it was a different ownership, and he stayed over. He was the one that obviously got rid of a lot of the personnel that Sherman and Jeter wanted to get rid of. So there's rumors supposedly that he might be interested in coming back. And Michael Hill, he did a decent job, but I really thought that they were gonna.
We're obviously going to hire a president of baseball
Yeah,
operations.
they're gonna hire.
I just want to have somebody on the Marlins that's not going to be afraid to make the big moves
Mhm.
to put us over that.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about her. She made smart decisions, but she wasn't afraid to make those big moves. And obviously, as it is triggering for Tati,
Yeah.
I get that. You know, especially get rid of a woman, tell her that after her contributions and efforts, they will demote her.
And unfortunately, it plays. And what she just says, the optics are horrible. Because if you miss the playoffs, if the team regressed, you can justify them not. And now, it is PR where they stated, "Oh, we picked up her option, and she decided not to come back."
But they didn't say, we
were going to hire a president of baseball operations. She was going to report to the president of baseball operations.
Yeah.
So I don't like that part because that's just a PR BS. But I think that they should have given her a shot and maybe extended or renegotiated her contract. But like I said, I'm going to wait to see who they hire. I don't know if they're going to hire another woman qualified as she was. But it does suck, to Tati's point, where a woman is successful at her job, she overachieves, she hires the right person to manage his team, and now Jake says Juan Soto is good for the Marlins. He just did a project on Juan Soto. It's one of his favorite baseball players.
There you go. Okay.
So he wants Juan Soto.
So let's.
If he's watching, what's up, Pablo? Love you.
Catch us up on Heat, man. How they've been doing? What do you like? What do you like so far?
Oh man, kind of like what we talked about. The depth on this team is insane. Like you're gonna have people that are not gonna have regular playing times that can be rotational players on other playoff teams. Like even to start the season, bro, our rookies, Nicola, Triple J, they might not even get consistent playing time. This is how deep this team is. Highsmith has taken another step. You have Thomas Bryant, an amazing signing. You finally have a backup center where Bam comes out of the game, and you're not there like, oh man, how much are we gonna be down by what type of Bam comes in? Like Bam needs a breather. We're about to go down 10. The plus minus with Demon and Cody Zeller, and it gives you versatility. Obviously, there's still the question with Lowry. Lowry looks healthy, he looks fit, and he's running cohesively, even with Hero. I'm not going to go to the point and say that he's going to start with Hero. I still think they're going to stick to Richardson and Hero and have Lowry manage that second unit. But, Bob, they're firing on all cylinders. And we still haven't seen Caleb Martin. We still haven't seen Jimmy Butler, which I don't think Jimmy Butler's going to play at all in the preseason. You know what he's going to give you. So it's just finding the right combinations. But this team is much better than the team that even ended last year. Not even the team that started last year. This team is much better than the team that ended last year.
I'm gonna get Evan get the final take here because I know he's tired.
I'm relaxing,
but no, you're good, brother. Before you pop out, I know you're hanging out with us in the back and all that, but I wanted you to get this because you said something this week, and we think we touched on it in Flanagan's, but I want to get it live. Is Alex being a homer here? Because you said, man, they're not going to be what they were last year. So, what are your thoughts on the Heat, man?
The depth can only do so much, but for me, they don't have enough stars on this team to sustain
I'm talking.
competing with the rest of the teams in the East. But time will tell. This is going to take a phenomenal coaching effort and from Eric Spoelstra. Because last year you made it to the finals, but then you just didn't have the stars on your team. You had Jimmy Butler, but you didn't have a Jamal Murray and a Nikola Jokic to compete against. You can't win with one guy. Marino experienced that his entire career. You can't do it. And in most other teams, and Jimmy Butler is a great, phenomenal player, but people would probably say, is he top 15 in the league as an individual player? Probably not. So,
Man,
Go ahead. He's still here.
Evan is really upsetting. It's really upsetting. I take back everything I said. Trust
No.
me on this, Evan.
I don't.
You
I
have my
saw
word.
last year. I watched it last year. The depth is one thing, but until you actually put that into action, like we'll know in the playoffs because the similar to a lot of other teams in sports, until the playoffs hit, you don't know what the Heat are.
Well, this year, you know what? That's the problem. This year, I think there's a difference in that. They're gonna care for the regular season. The Heat are still a playoff team, but the number one thing that goes unnoticed, Tyler Hero has a major chip on his shoulder.
Oh yes.
Tyler Hero didn't want to go anywhere this offseason. I've never seen a man that's been involved in trade talks for 4 consecutive off seasons and still wants to remain on the team. People talk about inner turmoil and all that. People forget
Tua.
about our trio of Bam, Jimmy, and Hero.
Yeah.
Richardson's addition defensively, schematically, is going to open up so many doors for transition offense, our overall team defense. Jimmy and Richardson playing together, Caleb Martin, Kevin Love's experience, Bam taking the next step as well. Tyler's going to be your leading scorer this year. Jimmy is going to play the role of facilitator. You got Robinson playing up. You got Bryant, like I mentioned, as your backup. You got Hawkins, like you've talked about 150 million times. He's a plug-in player right now.
Right now.
He can play 15 to 20 minutes, rotational minutes for you right now and be productive. You got Nikola that's still developing. There's so many options. Jamal Cain, man. Highsmith took another jump. Jamal Cain is going to find his way into the rotation somehow, some way this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just have the right depth. And I know people like to use that word depth, but this is productive depth. And outside of Milwaukee, Boston, in the East, there's no team that scares me. Not even those teams scares me because I know how we can attack their weaknesses right away. But there's no team that is as deep as Miami. Now, I get you this. I give you this. 3-point shooting is going to be key this year. I do believe percentages will go up to par like they were the year before. Last year, we were completely off. I don't know if it was injury, exhaustion, late playoff runs. I do not know because it doesn't make sense to me because in the playoffs, those numbers stuck up again. So, like I said, I know we missed some games, and people are now talking about Vincent and Strus as their Jordan and Pippen. Oh, we're going to miss them. They didn't even know who they were until now they signed with the Lakers and we signed and trade with the Cavs. So, Miami does it again. Miami will do it again. And I think this year is one of the most athletic and deep teams that we've had in 3 or 4 years in Jimmy's era. I could argue this is probably one of the best teams Jimmy's had.
But once again, the same issue that's happened the last couple of years. Who is that other guy on the team? You had Kobe and Shaq. You had Jamal Murray and Jokic. You had what was going on in Golden State. You know what happened with Miami when they won their championships. The teams that have won championships have at least two bona fide superstars on their team, a guard and up front. You guys have pieces. You don't have enough star and firepower in the finals to counteract those teams coming out of the West.
Jimmy and Bam.
Bam is not ready.
What?
Bam, let me.
Bam's not ready.
Okay, so who was the stars on who was the star, the other star on the Bucks when Giannis won?
You can say Middleton or Jrue
Middleton.
Holiday.
Are they better than Bam?
Yes.
Middleton's definitely not. Holiday is a guard, one of the best perimeter defenders.
Bam is hit or miss. Middleton is a consistent guard. Bam is not a consistent
Toronto
center.
Raptors.
Kawhi.
Kawhi and
the second
Lowry
best player was
and Siakam.
Yeah, but Lowry.
At the time, him and Van Fleet and Siakam and were huge.
But you just mentioned you got 4 players, but there's no 2 clear mega stars.
That's my point. And let me just say, hold on. Here's my during the regular season.
Denver
During the regular season, well, that is 2 guys. But during the regular season, that's going to be what holds Miami back a little bit during the regular season. But in the playoffs, I don't know how much evidence you need to see that this team
Going to the finals 2 times in a row and not winning.
getting to the finals
No, when you
and
got
having the
to
most
finals,
playoff wins.
do you want a championship or do you
Bam
think
and
to the
Jimmy
finals? Whoa,
Have the most playoff wins, right? In 4 years.
Speaking of the great Bobby Melendez, who always likes to say, when I brought it up to you last year, do you want this team to be consistently good or to win a championship? Now, the last 2 times they got to the finals, how many games have they won? In
I'm
each
talking about the
final?
Dolphins.
I know. I'm talking
The
about
Heat is different. At least the Heat get there.
Yes, but you want them to
The
win.
Dolphins haven't even got there.
The Heat have been consistent for the last 20
so
years.
you're telling me the way the team is constructed now, no other changes. This team is capable of winning a championship when last year and in the bubble they couldn't do it with Jimmy Butler as their star?
Hold on. What do we? Let me just say this: you're acting like we didn't sign or get anybody, and I understand that we didn't.
If you had
trade,
Dame Lillard
Thomas
on your
Bryant
team-
is not a super.
Or
Hold on.
roster improvement.
Thomas Bryant is not a superstar, but I think he's gonna be a bigger than what most people think. But we don't know what Jaime's gonna do this season. We don't know what Jovic is gonna be this season. They might be that guy. They didn't really contribute, obviously, Jaime, because he wasn't there. But those guys weren't a part of this team last year.
Highsmith is going to be a big contributor this year.
If Miami was already there with what they had, who's to say those guys don't put them over the hump? Oh, look at that. Wait, go back. Caruno, man, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in, brother.
And Bob, look, what I mentioned the other day, I see this build resembling, we're used to Miami building off superstars, and we acquired Jimmy, but this build to me is kind of a Denver Nuggets championship build, where you drafted these players in Hero and Bam, and you develop them. Because
You have no Jamal Murray on your team. You do not have a Jamal Murray on your team. I'm sorry.
you draft what?
Canadian.
We got, man, I'm telling you,
That's true, though. I mean,
it's true.
No,
but
like
we got
Jamal Murray is
what was Jamal Murray 7 years ago when he first got drafted in Denver?
a rookie.
Rookie, but he was coming off the bench.
Yeah, but
Nikola, where did he start? Coming off the bench. Took him
It
7
doesn't
8
matter.
years to
You
develop
had
this.
Jimmy
To
Butler.
they got swept out of the playoffs 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So,
So did
what I'm
so
saying
did the Tampa Bay
is,
Lightning.
part
Whoa,
of
whoa, whoa.
growth is developing.
So did the Tampa Bay Lightning in hockey. They got swept out and then they won 3 cups. I don't care. All I'm trying to tell you right now is until you guys show it. And the last
show
one.
it.
But
Well, sure, that's fine.
Wait.
That's fine. That's fine.
how can you say that,
That's
though?
cool. That's cool. That's
Like,
That's cool.
Because in the finals,
You could-
you got completely mad.
because the Heat have shown what have the Celtics shown with superstars, with 2 superstars, if you can consider Brown a superstar.
Nothing.
What have they shown? How many
Poor
championships
coaching.
have they won?
Poor coaching.
Oh my gosh.
If Eric
You got
Spoelstra,
Emil
if
Douglas,
Eric,
you got
Stick to
Paul
football,
Stevens.
bro.
No, let me ask Alex. Alex, last year's team with the Celtics, is Spoelstra their coach and not their current coach they have
Good
now?
night, Ray.
Did they win?
I think they do.
Thank you.
If Spoelstra was their coach last year.
Of course. But don't
Coaching
say they have
matters.
bad coaching when they
They have
every
Russ
year
Stevens,
they
they
guys
have
up for
Bill
coach of
Belichick.
the year.
Yeah.
I believe that a lot of the
How many
success-
championships have the Philadelphia 76ers won?
I don't think Doc Rivers was a bad coach.
Oh, but now it's about coaching. It's not about 2 superstars? I thought it was about 2 superstars.
Who the 2
Jordan-
superstars
That's what
are?
I heard.
No, they
Now
have
it's
one
about
superstar.
coaching.
They have one superstar. They have Embiid.
This whole time they've only had 1 superstar?
Embiid.
Oh,
Ben
well,
Simmons
Harden-
is not a
Harden's considered a
superstar.
superstar.
Ben
Harden's considered
Simmons
a
is
superstar.
overrated. and James Harden's still looking for his mouth guard in Golden State.
Okay. How many championships did the Brooklyn Nets win?
I
Kyrie,
never-
KD, James Harden. That was 3 superstars.
Whoa,
How many
whoa,
did they
whoa.
win?
Anything with Kyrie.
0? Oh!
Those aren't superstars. What there was Durant, who was coming off an injury.
I don't know
James
if I
Harden
know.
is not a
That's
superstar in this league anymore. James Harden is not a superstar in this league anymore. He is a complimentary player. And Kyle Lowry still thinks the world, we're living in a flat world. There's not anything normal about that.
Why are you changing
Yeah,
you're
You
moving?
want
You know what
another
you're
team?
doing?
the goal line.
Do you know what you're doing? You're moving the goalpost.
No, I'm not. You are. By
For
bringing
Jason
up-
2 superstars. This dude recorded every Jason Sanders field goal and
Yeah.
pregame. Every time he would do a kick, he goes, wait. He grabbed the phone. Personal vendetta. Over
I'm telling you, bro.
I'm telling you this right now. If you had Dame, I'll put it this way. Jimmy Butler is missing his Robin. He's Batman. He's missing his Robin. And it's not Bam. I'm just telling you. Bam is not going to win you a championship. You need to get another star.
So,
to distribute
wait,
the
would
ball.
you trade Bam right now?
Don't do it, Bob.
Yes.
Don't
I'm
do it.
doing it.
Don't do it.
For who?
You said yes?
For who?
For whom? Give me a superstar. Give me a player.
I wouldn't trade Bam for
I
anybody.
know. Well,
So
okay, so James Harden.
No.
Okay.
But James Harden.
Chris
James
Paul.
Harden is not a star anymore.
Chris Paul.
No, too old.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yes,
Oh, Paul George.
not a chance. Can't make a 3 for his life. Has never had a game winner in his life.
Okay.
LeBron James.
Yes.
Not even that, man. Bro, Bam, you got Bam 10 years more. Prime.
You want to win now. You don't want to win in 10 years.
You want to
You
win
want to
now.
win now.
Okay, I'm gonna put it to you.
I think, let's be real. And I love Bam, but let's be real here.
I wouldn't trade him.
But I'm saying, if you put LeBron, let's say that actual trade went down,
Yeah.
there's no question that he'd win the championship. That LeBron right now with this team, minus Bam,
Yeah.
you win a championship.
You
There's
win a
no
championship.
doubt.
You win a championship this year. That's fine. But I guarantee you, with Bam, we're gonna win more championships in the next 10
I'll
years.
put it this way: if you had
I'm
Devin
not saying
Booker,
you're wrong, but I'm
I'll
saying
put
you're
it
going to
this
jinx the shit out of us.
I'll put it this right now.
The last time you said
I'll put
10
it-
years,
whoa, whoa.
you jinxed the
No,
shit
no,
out
no.
of us.
This team, I'll put it this way: this team, if Devin Booker was your guard, you win the championship in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
I wanted Devin Booker. You know how bad I wanted Devin Booker, man. Oh,
And I know
man.
nothing, right? I know nothing, right?
No, you. No one's saying you
Kevin
do
Durant,
nothing.
Kevin Durant.
I'm telling you, Todd.
Kevin Durant on this team, you win a championship this season.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You have
Well, you
any
still got to
problem-
play it out. That's the thing. That's the thing. You still got to play. Look at KD.
If Jamal
KD was there
Murray-
for Phoenix.
No.
You know, I like that special occasion. This is a Cuban from
With the
Alex with the Cuban. So
Let me
yes,
tell
it's
you.
a cigar.
Let me just tell you, if you flip this and
We're on a
Jamal
cigar.
Murray, if Jamal Murray would have been on your team, and Tyler Hero or was on the other team, or a healthy guard on your team, you win the championship and you beat Jokic. Because Jokic couldn't have done this without Murray,
I
and
don't-
vice versa. I'm just telling you,
I don't-
you wouldn't have done it.
But you see, there are teams. I think, for example, what was the difference maker last year for the Denver Nuggets? And people are going to say Murray and the development of Jokic because obviously he's an MVP. But one of the biggest differences for the Nuggets from being swept in the playoffs to winning the championship is they acquired Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
There's
But
some
he
missing
wasn't-
pieces that obviously can develop from within, and there's acquisitions where Aaron Gordon's not a superstar. Is he a star? Yeah. He's
No,
an
but he's your
athletic
third
stretch
man. I'm
four.
talking about your second man.
I understand. But even with that, I'm still comfortable with Jimmy, Bam, and Hero. Because from 1 to 3, we can compete, honestly, with anybody in the league. But from 4 to 12, we can compete with everybody in the league.
I never said that you
And
can't compete with
role
anybody. in the league.
players wins championships.
You want to hold that Larry O'Brien trophy.
Mhm.
Bam is not the reason why you're going to do it.
You need to add. He thinks Bam's not that second star.
He's not
Man,
that
that's
second
what he
star.
said.
The problem is, it's not a sexy star where he's
No,
points
he's
per games.
Okay, what is Bobby? What did you say at the beginning of last season in the NFL about the Dolphins? What were you looking for from our quarterback? What was the word?
Consistency.
Bam is never proven that he is a consistent game player. And in the finals, last year in the finals, he was great. The only thing he was consistent at being was being inconsistent. He did not take over a game the way Jimmy Butler can.
He's not going to take over a game
When the
offensively.
Heat won the championship,
Hero will.
no. When the Heat won the championship with Shaq and Wade, Shaq was older, but Shaq still had a dominating factor. But when he was struggling, Wade was able to overcome that. You don't have your D Wade on this team. You don't have your D Wade on this team. You have Jimmy, who's the equivalent, I think, of a Shaq in terms of how he can completely transform a game. But you don't have your D Wade on this team.
Jimmy, the problem is you can't compare players to players like that. But Jimmy, I would say Jimmy will be the D Wade because he can take over.
Jimmy is Shaq. He's not D Wade.
Oh man,
what do you say?
That Jimmy is Shaq, not D Wade. Jimmy,
at this point in his career, maybe.
We still got.
At this point in his career,
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jaime, bro.
I'm telling you, it could be a commission with Caleb Martin stepping up.
Exactly.
Like those are your Aaron Gordons.
Oh, Rob's in the house. He's already looking. He's already.
That's
already man. He's getting ready for real talk. Tomorrow, looking tired. I am super tired.
No, because now Bobby's coming. Bobby's tired, so he's coming around to my point of view. He's coming around to my point of view. That's why he's getting tired.
But I want to touch on some stuff just growing up in Hialeah, get some memories out. But Evan, I'll let you sit in the back there and take care of everything before, and then we'll touch that right after the show. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
By the way, I'll put it to you this way.
8-5.
You don't go. I'll make this prediction right now because I'm good at predictions. If you don't get a key piece to distribute that ball at the guard position outside of Jimmy Butler, you ain't winning. You're even making it to the. You're not even making it to the conference finals this year.
Bam.
You're not making.
You say we won't even make it to the playoffs?
No, you will not make it to the conference finals this year if you don't bring in another key piece to distribute the ball with Jimmy Butler. You heard it here first.
Crazy talk.
Peace out,
the
buddy.
Miami water. It's getting
Whoa. You bastard. He jumped out as soon as he said it.
Just leaves.
Love it. Actually, it was anyway, so yeah, Evan and Rob went out to dinner tonight. That was awesome. Perfect. I'm excited for that they were able to do that. And again, I hope, we'll talk to Evan right after, but I want to say it out loud, live. I hope Evan has an amazing birthday.
Yes, bro. You deserve it, man.
He deserves it.
I mean, even though that was a
great,
completely ridiculous heat take, but I still love you, man. Still love you.
Evan, do me a favor. We're gonna take our earpieces off since no one's here anymore, and just you let me know, or anybody here, that you can still hear us. If not, we'll put it back on. Let's see. And mute this. All right. Can you guys still hear us okay? I think so.
Yes, we can still hear you.
Hear us good? Let us know.
Yeah. We can still hear you.
Evan, you give us a go ahead.
Evan will put a comment below. Yeah, Evan.
We can still hear you.
Chat right now. But I just wanted to make sure because I wanted to take that out.
It'd be funny if no one's actually hearing us right now.
I know, right?
Me talking, but there's a camera here.
Yeah, there's no one here.
There's no sign of life. Evan, can you hear us?
We can hear you. Perfect. All right, so I don't know why this is still being heard.
Oh man, but it's so much more comfortable now.
There we go. This thing just keeps raising up. It won't let me mute it. Anyway. All right, man. So we touched on sports. We've been rolling for we're at an hour and 43 minutes. We haven't really had a chance. We haven't to sit here
in a long time,
collect and recollect and get so because obviously you had your games. I was doing Dolphins and I've had a blast, and I can't thank Evan enough for convincing me to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't thank everybody enough of whoever I met and just the experiences. And I'm telling you, this experience is really making me think about, like, damn, man, if I was around, it's been great.
It's different.
But sitting on this porch here, or just here where we grew up, What are some of the best memories you remember of us growing up?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a freedom. You felt safe in a chaotic world.
Yeah.
Because Hialeah, for example, it's not the most dangerous city in the world. It's relatively safe. We always took care of each other. We always had each other's back. We are a melting pot. We are the epitome of a melting pot. Because even in this street alone, I can count like 8 nationalities here. Mostly Cuban. We have some obviously Puerto Rican, American descent. We have Nicaragua here. We got, I think there was one person from El Salvador. So like you have a bunch of ethnic backgrounds. Obviously, mostly predominantly Latin community, Latin background, but you had the diversity, and we all had the discipline. We all had the respect to our elders. But I felt that you were allowed to develop here. We grew up here. Like we everything we know about life, some way somehow we experienced on this street.
Yeah.
From the good to the horrible. Like all the cops knew us, and they would knock on me when I was playing basketball at 2 in the morning. So they would see us play hide and go seek when we're like 10 or 11 on the back
That
street,
alley right
on
there,
that alley,
behind those
on
houses.
9th Street. So everybody knew us.
It's funny is
Everybody knew
we
us.
did that, but we wouldn't let our kids do that.
No, not now, not now. And it's what the times have changed, how much they've changed, and how childhood. Like now, I understand the technology advances, like technological advances that we're going through, but kids nowadays, you don't see them in the streets anymore. Like the famous meme where you know where your friends were when you saw a bunch of bikes laying down on the grass, or like, hey, let's go to the park. Like we would walk to the park every day. We could play ball every day. And now you're just kind of seeing like that part is missing. Like I don't think there's many neighborhoods, at least here in Miami, because a lot of people have moved away. Obviously, home prices here are through the roof. Nobody here really, only your parents are the ones that are left. And like Lance or your the front neighbor.
Yeah.
Everybody else has gone and moved out. They've taken advantage, sold their homes, cashed out. But the the neighborhood turning into lifelong friends, I think that's kind of lost. Maybe in like Middle America, Central, northern United States, where you still have those communities, those small towns. For sure.
Yeah.
Traveling from Port.
Well, we will take a picture,
Yes,
and
yes,
Manny,
sir.
and thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. We are broadcasting live from 10th Street in Hialeah, East 10th Street, where we grew up, my man. And yeah, we got boat camper cups. I was there on Saturday for fan club weekend for the Dolphins. That was a lot of fun. Ender, welcome, brother. Thank you for tuning in. And we will get a picture and post it up there, man, because we usually do it together because I know when next time is next, but definitely next month.
Funny, we hadn't seen each other in person in over a year.
Yeah.
Since we were in Tennessee, right?
Yes. No. We saw each other.
You came
for
down
Audrey's birthday.
Yeah, that's true.
Last November.
That's true.
So almost a year.
Almost
a year.
Right there. Thanks to Evan, it didn't make it a year.
Neighborhood kids growing up together doesn't happen anymore. No.
At all.
No.
I'm pretty sure there's still some small towns that are not on the map that you still have that feeling. But this is something, and it's funny by luck, because my grandma lived here. Ralph lived here. You end up moving here when you're 5. I ended up moving here when I was 5 too. Like, well, no, you were 4, I think.
Where'd you come from?
My dad and my mom had a house in Country Village, which is on 192nd and 57. So it was up north. My grandfather passed away when I was 9 months old. My grandma lived here alone for like 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously she got older. My mom was helping her take care of the house. And then the neighborhood that I was in kind of turned into a bad neighborhood. We were robbed 3 times, assaulted once. And then like my parents made the decision, like, look, we got to sell here. Let's go down and live with my grandma. Older house. We were able to remodel little by little. But it was all luck, man, because it's crazy. Some of my closest friends were, for the most part, how it was childhood is proximity. Like you go to school together, you have family friends.
Yeah.
You meet at school or at church or just in the street. So those are lifelong bonds that kids nowadays I don't think really experience, because you can meet some people in school, but there's really no, like, I don't go around my complex and I don't see kids playing outside together.
No.
Like, I can't fathom a world where we wouldn't be playing outside. We could be having homework. It could be fucking raining.
Yeah.
And we will still find the time to go outside and play. So,
I mean, you see that, like, you know, I've seen kids play on my street. You know, a group of friends, they play in the neighbor's house, but I don't know if I'd feel comfortable letting my kids play outside like our
like
parents did.
Exactly.
Because we did, man. I mean, again, that video, we'll watch it right after this when we get inside.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, we were watching these backyard wrestling videos, and it was hilarious. More hilarious than just the talking and stuff, wrestling and stuff. But
And we were like 14, 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds.
Dude.
And those are our summers.
Yes.
Like, our summer was production-wise.
Which is kind of crazy because you think about it, kind of what I do now, writing, creating the graphics, and doing all the stuff we did back then. But it was funny because at the in between, and again, it was all staticky, and I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
But I forgot who brought the camera. It might have been Nick. I don't remember who brought the camera. Nikki was usually the one who would carry that.
Yeah, Nikki would carry the camera.
But I mean, again, I was hearing us saying we were, I guess we were knocking on doors, and we were at Bad Guy. We were saying, the 5-0, the 5-0. You know, let's jump this guy. And I was like, I'm like, dude, I don't remember. We never did that. We never. So I wonder what happened, but that was us around. We used to play hide and seek out in that alley back there, straight ahead. And those are businesses.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, would you ever allow Jake to go back there?
No.
Would you chill out at the house, just watch the TV and just say,
No.
not on our parents. What I'm saying
is the time.
First off, maybe because our parents maybe could trust the friendships that we had.
Yeah.
Because we would look out for each other.
Oh, we would protect each other.
Yeah, we would look out for each other. Or we call each other out and say, hey, But it's just.
And it's funny because me and you obviously were the oldest. We would always taking care of the little ones.
Yeah.
So like they would come with us, but at that time Harrison was really small.
Harrison was tiny.
Yeah. Alexandra would come with. I know after a certain time they wouldn't let, and she would get so mad. I remember that she wanted to come out and play, but they would let her go out after a certain time frame. After a certain time of day. So it's crazy how you just mentioned is like we had a cool upbringing where we had freedom as kids because they trusted in us too.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of stupid shit, but we were very responsible. We were responsible in our adventures.
Yeah, we never did anything that wouldn't be that.
Exactly. We weren't burglarizing shit. We weren't vandalizing anything. We were just having fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lost art in childhood nowadays where, like I said, I understand the times that we're living. And I'm not saying we're trying to overprotect our kids.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different things going on in life right now that you can't trust anybody with anything.
No.
So, and it's unfortunate because it does remove certain developmental periods for children with other people, other kids, people from different cultures. That's another thing. That's one thing also now that we, I'm not getting into politics, but
don't do that.
No, that's okay. We have now where we were going towards a more united front with different cultures and inclusion in regards to like ethnic backgrounds and customs. And Hialeah to me is the epitome of that in comparison to other places in the world. Even the United States, you can argue, like, for example, New York and things like that, but it's a bunch of cultures coming together and sharing the best and the worst, because obviously there's good and bad in everything. But even in cuisine, like you grew up on Cuban food.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that you're like, holy shit, if I never would have lived here, I would have never experienced any of this. And those are the things that now you take in your life, and they're like, wait a second, this American.
And that's why I don't look at, and I'm not nothing, but I don't look at this as when I was like, oh, that small house, or oh, that neighborhood. What? No, I look very fondly on growing up here, and my favorite memories. Again, I'll say, before I even say what I'm going to say, about my favorite memories, sitting out here with Daisy and Raphael, the palm trees, playing out in the yard, Daisy going like this and then going like this, right there. I remember her doing that to me, and I remember, and I remember your grandmother. Yeah, Maria walking around, taking people's trash cans, putting it back.
My grandma, that was
talking to everybody, going around to everybody, figuring out w's going on in the world.
And it's funny because it was like at 6 a.m, bro.
I remember playing right here. I doubt you but I remember us during a hurricane, me and my brothers playing out here after the hurricane.
In the
There was
flood?
flood,
Yeah.
and your dad was the one who told us, no, go get out.
because
He
it's-
told us, get out. He was the one.
all the shit that the hurricanes brings and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But I remember, but playing in the flood in the flood water out here, and those are just fun.
And that's one thing. Especially my house. My house is right in the middle of the street. We will get flooded.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you remember remember when the driveway was caving in, like the drainage?
Yes.
They had to redo both of them because in my house there was 2 drains in front. It kind of our street, if you notice that they still haven't fixed, which is still funny to me. Like they started fixing the street when I still lived here, like 15 years ago.
These are stories what Tati's saying. I never heard any of those stories before.
What? What's she saying?
You never grabbed an old rusty lock and put it on. Oh wait, hold on. Well, okay. You never grabbed an old rusty lock and put it on someone's gate, and then when they left, wanted to leave for work, they were stuck. You never threw a smoke bomb through someone's window and made them run out thinking that the house was burning. You never bathed your little cousin in ketchup, then ran through the neighbor's house making them call 911. What
Jesus
the
Christ?
Jesus?
What did you marry, bro?
Whoa! I don't even know about that.
Stuff.
I never knew anything
That's some
about
satanic
that.
shit.
Oh my gosh.
You really need to get home, bro.
Yeah, but you keep talking for a second. Let me answer this very quick.
Oh, okay.
My father. That's
Oh,
what he's
okay.
doing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I know.
Why don't we just listen to this?
I know.
This is better.
Hello.
This
Hey,
is
Pop,
live.
what's going
This
on?
is live. Does he know we're live?
No, we're still live right now. I'm on the phone right now on the camera.
It's a good show.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Like I said. 10 a.m.
This is the best.
Yeah, the plane leaves
It's
at
amazing.
noon, but I gotta be there at 10.
Checkpoints. Which is pointless.
Yeah,
because either way.
You guys still at Pole League? You're still at Pole League? Okay, I'll call you as soon as we're done, okay? All right. Love you. Bye-bye. So, yeah, my father called me twice
Twice
throughout
on
the
show.
show. Yeah. I said, let me answer at least this one
Because
here.
the night's just gonna keep calling.
Exactly.
And it's crazy, man, because I gotta give this out on air. Bob, you've made time for everybody. You haven't slept. Like people would think, oh man, he's going for the weekend, no kids, no wife. He's gonna watch a Dolphins game, he's gonna chill. You look more tired and exhausted than if you were at home working full time, doing your shows, watching the game, commenting on the games. It's like people don't realize that, and I gotta give mad props here and respect. You come here and you've made time for absolutely everybody that's wanted to see you. And that takes a lot of patience. That takes a lot of determination, and I know it takes away a lot of sleep too. So I know you're dying to get back home, man. But it's been fun to have you here, and I hope you enjoy it here. Obviously, this is always home.
Yes.
No matter where we go in life,
Yes.
it's crazy to me how no matter how many years pass, wherever life takes you, you still come back to a humble beginning, a humble home, and you feel at home.
Yeah.
Even for example, my house, 2 houses down. That's not my house anymore. But I can still place myself there
Yeah.
20 years ago, 25 years ago, and I still know
We
exactly
talked about
where
that,
I
my
was.
mother and I, just the other day about it, because just talk about wherever the world may go,
Yeah.
wherever my life might bring it. Just saying, like, for instance, like if we ever leave this house, imagine just being like you, who grew up in that house and driving by and going, I can't ever go back in there.
No,
You know,
that's it.
it's like that's
Yeah.
it. It's I can look at it and put myself in there, but I can never go back. And whoever knows what life brings, and that's okay. Life is meant to move on and you grow and whatever. But like even here, like I never second guess coming here. Maybe sometimes it depends on what the situation is.
Yeah.
It depends on the people. But like I have only and so much love for this house and for these people and for this area. But I'm happy where I am. You can never go back, and I don't want to say I want to go back. And I mean it like that because I love where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I am blessed. We are blessed
Absolutely.
with amazing wives and
Yes.
children
Yes.
and where we are right now in our lives. But there's a lot of stuff that I would bring back. That I wouldn't go back, but I would bring back.
Yeah.
And
Which
I
is
still remember-
which is that part of life where you can't have it all,
yeah.
but there's still pieces that
And that's why you hope you never lose those memories.
exactly
That's what's most
exactly,
important.
and that's the most beautiful thing because you're never gonna get to live those moments again. But also for people out there, that's a lesson also to enjoy the moment because you don't know when that moment. I remember you sent me the meme, and a few of my friends sent me. Ralph sent it to me too.
Yeah.
There was that one day that you went out to play with your friends for the last time, and you never realized that was the last time you were gonna play with your friends or hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
And there's a maturity part, there's a growing part, Everybody has their lives, but the cool thing is that there's still a piece of you that no matter where you are, you can remember those moments.
Yeah.
And now you kind of see it through your kids, and you see your kids building these relationships that you're like, I know where this could end up.
Yeah. Yeah, like I love seeing Audrey with her friends, her group of friends, and you see, you know, they've been together since wherever grade. Tati could say, you know, I'm horrible. I remember but
Kindergarten.
Yeah, maybe it's kindergarten. I'm not sure because we went to a couple grades, but you know, but you sit back and you see that, and you can see the resemblance or the recollection, you know. But those memories, it's the same thing, you know. When you put the bikes up for the last time, when you put the ball away for the last time, and you didn't realize it was the last time, you know. Or when you hug someone the last time, it's crazy to think that.
Those are the things that,
you know, and so that's what's great about this place. That's what's great about Hialeah. I love driving through here and remembering all the times and looking at the different buildings
and much has changed.
Not much has changed. Some has changed.
A lot has
some
changed.
stuff has changed, but you can still see the skeletons of the memories.
Always, man.
You know, so we're at 2 hours, and it's been a great show. I mean, I could do this. We're gonna probably talk a little more after the show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the phone is dying and all that. It's tiring. Evan is just as much going around the world as I have this week. But any final thoughts? And we just shared a bunch of any final words. Cuban goodbye.
Oh, the Cuban goodbye. I'll keep it simple this time.
Okay.
This is obviously heartfelt, and I'm glad that we got a chance to do this, even though I'm gonna see you in a month, God willing.
Yeah.
Is always cool. It was always a dream of us to be able to do this live where it actually started.
Absolutely.
Because people see the pictures, people see the street, people see the videos. And a lot of people have lived that, but a lot of people haven't lived that. So it's kind of like they live vicariously through us and our stories and our childhood, because you can relate.
They lived it too in their version,
in their place, in their city, in their small town. And it's just a cool concept where no matter how different we are, where we come from, we still share the similarities where people grow up the same way in different places. People remain united the same way, even though they go different routes. And I just hope that whoever's watching it, it might be our kids, other people's kids, but that they get the chance to do what they love with the people that they love.
Absolutely.
For the reasons that they love. Like you mentioned, we don't do this for money. We don't do this for recognition. This is just a cool hangout that you've been able to transition and create a family, because the network is a family, an extended family, a multicultural family. and what brings us together? Sports fandom, our hometown teams, our street, because all we're doing is telling stories. Like, we're living our show. Like, we didn't make this show. This show really came to us on a conversation where you were thinking the same thing, I was thinking the same thing, and it just happened. It grew organically within. So it's just super cool, man. I love you. I'm glad that you were able to come, enjoy the game. You got to meet the people that follow you. And because I say you and Evan and Rob and Brett, and because the Dolphins kind of carried this network. And the Dolphins are the main reason this network is what is it going to be, what it is now, and what is going to be in the future. And it's cool that we get to share a little bit of who we are as part of the fandom. And anybody out there that does their podcast, always be true to yourself and use your sports team. And you can live through frustrations, through happiness, through everything. But at the end, everything you like or everything you love makes you who you are. And if you do what you love, you're always going to enjoy it no matter what, good or bad.
Absolutely.
So I'm just glad you were able to make it, and you got to enjoy family time.
Yes.
And East 10th Street.
I want to run this out very quick because I got the cereals here, and we know how much we love cereal. We had Oreos, and I know I wasn't able to do the cereal bowl, but we had a lot of fun. Yeah. But I'm going to run this by real quick. I need to check with the last comment here. Fins up. Yeah. And from, I believe that's Jake. Think so. But very quick.
Yeah, that would be something on my son, because I'm not signed in right now. So that's it.
So make sure I got this right. Best offensive player from yesterday for the Miami Dolphins.
Mozart.
Raheem Mozart, absolutely. Mozart. I mean, obviously Tyreek had 6 receptions, 160. You got it right. You could, but Raheem, and overall football player. I mean, 11 total touchdowns.
Who would have thought he was leading the league in touchdowns and rushing touchdowns?
I think in everybody's role, I believe so. But yeah, I would go with Raheem. Evan, I'm sure will. He may go another route, but or he'll roll with that one.
Jason Sanders.
Yeah. Best defensive player, Captain and Crush.
You know what? I'm gonna go with David Long.
What?
David Long.
Okay. You sure?
100% positive. I really like what he did.
Is that Cuban cigar or is that pot?
That's a Cuban mini cigar.
I'd have to roll with either Christian Wilkins or Bradley Chubb, and I'm gonna go with Bradley. I'm gonna go with Bradley Chubb. I was happy with his performance. He could have had 2 sacks, but they called a stupid holding penalty on the defense, which wasn't there.
It's not a holding penalty.
The Lucky Charm player of the game.
I'm gonna go with Tyreek.
I would say Tyreek Hill. I know Raheem is the offensive player of the game. We said
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb. You said David Long, but I'm going to say Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
6 reception, 100 some odd, 60 yards, and a touchdown. He got hurt, came back, still an impactful player, and possibly up there 1-2 for league MVP. The Confle play of the game.
I'm gonna say the Tyreek touchdown.
Yeah, he's got Hill.
The backflip.
He's got
He's
Hill.
got Hill. Because that's when you knew there was no counting us out, no matter what.
Absolutely. But guys, make sure I don't miss anybody here. Alex Vermeer. Let me just thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We appreciate all of you. Got great content throughout the channel, great content creators. And like Alex said, Evan has said, it's a family. We're all in a team. We're a team, but we're a family. We all love each other's company. We get along. We have a blast. We could disagree and still get along. So if you like great content, you like what you saw today, I hope you did. Catch us every Monday night, 9:30 Eastern, usually, right? 9:30 usually, or 9?
I think
9 is normal. But anyway, if you're a Dolphins fan and Marlins, Miami Heat, but we'll go Panthers.
Panthers are back too.
Panthers are back. So guys, like, subscribe, and most importantly, Evan, I'll press the button. Fins up.